body kick again.
Warriors' voice will be heard.
Yes, motherfucking sir. We are back. I probably shouldn't have cursed in the first few letters.
Yeah, you got to wait for at least 5 minutes in.
I know. Damn. God darn. Whatever. Anyways, we back at it again. The Warriors Voice, episode 23. I almost put 24 like an idiot. I'm sick. As you can see, sick Apollo. I should probably change that. I was putting that in there. I've been down and out all week, guys. I got back from Denver after the fights, and I don't know if it's altitude sickness, the flu, whatever. Maybe a combination of both, because I felt like I was good the other day, and then this morning I woke up, I felt like shit again. So I don't know what it is, but we're here. We made it. It's Friday. We got to do it. It's only right. It's a lot of shit to talk about, and I got my man in here, as always, my boy MMA Pickers. How you feeling today, brother?
I'm feeling fantastic. I missed Denver, so I skipped the altitude sickness. But yeah, dude,
without you, though, brother.
Big night of fights. My boy Stav won on LFA last night. We put $100 on ours. Boy, let's go.
That wasn't the car Richie was on, was it?
No. That's coming up. I'm still waiting for the odds to come out on that.
That's the South Dakota, right, or something?
I don't even know. I got
some weird spot. I looked, so I was like, maybe I'll go support Richie, because LFA tickets aren't that much.
I'm down, dude.
Like South Dakota or some dumb shit, like Wisconsin.
Yo, you let me know. I'll fly out and meet you. I'm down. I want to. When I saw him fight in the pit, I think out of everybody that card, even all the crazy knockouts and everything, that was what most impressed me, was his pit submission series match. He was so dominant. He looked like freaking Khabib out there.
Yeah, Richie's a beast, bro. He's got a bright future ahead of him.
Crazy he's not in the UFC already.
100%. Anything else cool happen over the weekend? Anything?
Yeah, we got big fights coming up, man. UFC 313, Cage Warriors tomorrow. Got some pretty good fights there too.
Yeah.
Banger main card, obviously. I think this is one of the best fights we've had in a long time. You've heard me probably say this exact same thing on this channel a million times, and I think this is pretty much just regurgitating what I've heard from every fight promoter on the planet.
Yeah.
Which I agree with, obviously. But what makes a great fight is a great question, and I can't remember the last time we had as good of a question as the calf kicks and the left hook and the right hand of Alex Pereira versus the scary Dagestani wrestling from Magomed Ankalaev. So, and how does Pereira's wrestling defense look? His last few fights, we've really only seen him fight strikers, and the few times he's been taken down, it's been at the end of the round.
Yeah.
So, how does his wrestling defense look? I think there are some really compelling questions, aside from the fact that we have obviously a superstar in Alex Pereira, really two strong, powerful guys at light heavyweight. It has all the elements to be a historic fight. So I'm really, really excited for this one.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I think everybody, it's always the question of, is Alex going to be tested this time? And are they going to be able to do it? Did they find the weakness? Then we go through the same thing with Pantoja too. Like, and trying to find that guy to beat him. I don't know, man. Me and you talked about this. I think Alex is here to stay. I'm rocking with the Shama vibes. You know, I'm doing my whole.
I hope you're right as a fan, but this is the first time he's fought a grappler since his first fight in the UFC.
Yeah, well, I think, and I keep saying this to everybody, man. I don't know why everybody thinks he's been around Glover Teixeira and Plenio Cruz this whole time and doesn't know any type of defense or hasn't been working on it. We just haven't seen it, but that doesn't mean it's not there. Recently, not really recently.
I mean, he got taken down by Yuri in the first fight and controlled for a whole round.
What happened to Yuri?
Yuri got knocked out because every round starts on the feet.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, though. But it's not happening in the first. Like, if they really could take this man down and they really feel like it was that confident in getting Alex to the ground, I think they would just go for it. Why not? I'm shooting the first round. If I know you have hands of stone, why the fuck am I standing and banging with you? I'm grabbing your ass. We going to the deep waters of hell. Let's fucking go, Alex. Show me you can wrestle, motherfucker. Show me Glover showed you something. That's what I'm doing. But these motherfuckers don't, because they're terrified of getting punched in the mouth.
Yeah, and they're close enough to shoot.
And I think they smart enough to know that Glover Teixeira and fucking Plenio Cruz is doing some shit. Plenio Cruz is not a bum. Plenio Cruz fought in plenty of decent leagues. He's a great. I was just watching some fights of him like 2 days ago. Some highlights of him. Like, bro wasn't a bum at all. Like, and he's a great coach. So I think these guys prepare him. He's a champion. Got to remember that champions do champion shit. And I feel like definitely he has some BJJ, at least defense in his realm in order to help him get past Ankalaev. But we're going to get more into that when we get to the 315 part of the card. We have our Puerto Rican correspondent, Mac Tyson, popping in with us today. It was good, brother.
You get a haircut?
Yeah, look like he shaved it down a little bit, man. We see more of that face. Man. There we go.
Max got a date or something, huh?
Ross didn't. Was it Ross? So somebody didn't even recognize you.
I'm always playing the field pickers.
All right, let's talk about some of this shit that's going on, bro. 315. We just was hitting on it a little bit. We could actually hit on this. Something that pickers suggested that we talk about. It is kind of crazy too. If they do go through with this, Shevchenko and her opponent basically said, I can never say her last name. If you want to say it for me, pickers.
Shevchenko?
No, I could say Shevchenko, which is crazy. I can't say, yeah.
That's easy. That's 2 syllables. 3 syllables.
Listen, we never said I was smart, brother. We never said I was smart, all right? But yeah, they had an agreement that whoever won or whoever lost would retire. And basically, I mean, it's a cool thing. I like little wagers like this. I don't know about retirement wagers. That's a little iffy. They both are kind of towards the end of their career, but at the end of the day, if I'm fighting for the belt, I'm not trying to retire after the next fight unless I'm like on like a Tony Ferguson run or some shit. So here's what she had to say about it with MMA Junkies. Hold on, let me see. Can you guys hear this right? Cool.
No,
Audio?
Can't hear. No.
No? Okay. Let me see something. Let's see. Here it is. Okay. Should now.
If you accepted the full.
Here now?
I asked her about comments about like retiring if you accepted the fight, which she said on Twitter, right? I don't know what she said. It wasn't very clear, but do you expect her to honor that? If you beat her, do you expect her to retire?
Oh, she has to respect it because this is what she was putting into the world, her words. And actually, like as I comment during the press conference, it's like from the person to feel this kind of comments who says that she's coming from karate. And as I mentioned, karate, it's all about philosophy, respect and everything. And she's acting like a Savate fighter. And you know, right? French boxing Savate when it's like, and it was how it's developed, how it's born. So sea sailors, like in the port, they drink a lot of rum and they like started to fight. So I don't think they had too much humble and like respect to each other. So she acting like that. And whatever, she can do whatever.
I'm not gonna lie, she lost me like 2 minutes ago, bro. What the fuck?
What's kind of funny?
No, I'm honestly impressed that she knows this much about like martial arts history. Like that.
Yeah, I mean,
all that's accurate. Well, the drinking aspect that's up for debate, but like that is the history of Savate. It did come from French sailors that learned martial arts techniques and practiced the kicks on the ships.
That's fire.
Whatever she wants.
Yeah, I wanted her to talk about the damn.
I every time respecting my opponent.
I guess she's saying basically like
I know
the respect
that fight
level
is
that
fight. It's
or
very
the morality
dangerous
that
situation. Doesn't matter who is in front of you. So leading to the fight, I have respect to all my opponents, and I just gonna do everything what I have to do to win the fight.
So she didn't answer the question. Okay, great. I don't think did I miss it, pickers?
No, yeah, she said that she doesn't expect her to honor her bet, from what I understand.
Where was it?
It seems like, to me at least, the way I'm interpreting what she's saying is she's talking a bunch of crap, and I don't expect her to honor what she's saying.
Got it. Okay, yeah, because I wasn't catching anything there, Valentina. But good luck on the fight. I don't know. I think Shevchenko's gonna win that fight, though.
I mean, Fiorot hasn't lost. She's on a 12-fight win streak. She hasn't lost since the first fight of her career. This is a very compelling fight.
That's what I'm saying. It's a compelling fight, but that that championship tenure that Shevchenko has, bro. I don't know, man. She's very, very experienced in that realm, bro. It's kind of hard to go against her.
Definitely will be an upset if Shevchenko loses.
Oh yeah, I definitely gonna take the ladder on the bet for sure, for sure, especially on the Karate Gal, for sure. 100%. 100%.
Honestly, what would be better than the retirement bet is the loser goes to Karate Combat.
I mean, she would fit in. Her opponent would fit in. I don't know if Shevchenko would want to come to Karate Combat after that. I think she's had. Go ahead.
It's not MMA rules, so technically you can retire from MMA and go to Karate Combat.
Yeah, you could. I just don't think Shevchenko goes from championship at UFC down to Karate Combat. And not saying like it's a downtrot, but like once you do that, it's the top of the top right now. So she do that, you want to.
She would do it, but it would cost a pretty back.
Yeah, I mean, if she lost, it wouldn't be much. But at the end of the day, I just don't see it happening. It would be beautiful. I would fucking love it. I think it's a little far fetched to see her come to Karate Combat. Huh? Grappling match would be beautiful. That would be beautiful. I've heard some rumblings of some really cool grappling matches that could be coming up.
We get Fiorot versus Neil Magny.
That would be dope. We need to talk about that. Don't let me forget about that when we get to Karate Combat. But before we get too ahead of ourselves on that one, let's talk about it, man. Gervonta Davis taking the knee, but he was not proposing to anyone. This was an amazing fight. I'm not gonna lie. Shout out both of these boys. They shout out especially Lamont Roach, because I think a lot of people counted him out and didn't think he was gonna come in there and do what he did. He put hands on Gervonta, and we don't really see that happen. People could say the Frank Martin fight, Gervonta had a little more damage on his face and stuff like that, but damage sometimes doesn't really tell the tale on how much they really put on you. You know what I mean? Sometimes people get cut up, sometimes people don't. Sometimes you see the first hit cut somebody, sometimes they go 9 rounds without getting cut. So it just depends on the night. It could be a lot of different factors for that. But with this right here, he took a knee, ran over to his corner to get his face wiped because he said grease from his braids got into his eye. Now, this is something that we have heard happen before. Amanda Serrano actually posted after saying that that's why she just gets natural braids. She doesn't do anything, like put anything in her hair before the fights because something happened to her in a similar fashion. And technically, under the boxing rules, I'm pretty sure this is legal. I think Lamont Roach actually took this to tried to take this to the board, and it got shot down. I'm about to pull it up right here. But what was your thoughts initially on this, Pickers? I know you were watching this Baltimore guy versus DC guy. I think we were both kind of invested in this. We both got a lot of family in the DMV area. What was your initial thoughts when you seen this? What happened? And because I immediately thought take a point. That's what I thought.
First thing that I thought was shit. I bet Gervonta Davis by KO. It's definitely not hitting. That was the moment where I realized.
First was my wallet.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I do think I'll start off by saying I do think it should have been a 10-8 round. I was very surprised the ref didn't call this a knee down. That being said, I do see both sides of it. I know Gervonta Davis claimed there was some hair product. Something was clearly irritating him, and then he wiped off his face with a towel and he went to it. I know he got hit by a big shot. I don't think he was so damaged by that shot that he had to take a knee.
Yeah.
But then again, if it's to his negligence that something got in his eye and he had to take a knee to stop the fight because the ref wouldn't let him wipe off his face, maybe the ref thinks his eye got damaged from a punch, whatever it is, and it's fair game, then if you have to stop the fight to take a knee, you got to take the 10-8. And obviously the fight that ended up in a majority draw, that 10-8 is everything. So as far as I was aware with Lamont Roach going to the commission, there's 3 possible outcomes. And I believe there's almost some sort of judiciary process involved here too. Number 1, voluntary KO, because they introduced an outside substance into the ring, which would be the towel.
Yep.
Number 2 would be a voluntary DQ, which is basically based on the same result. And then number 3, change the round to a 10-8, giving Roach the decision win by 1 point at the end of the fight. I doubt any of that's actually going to happen. Maybe it already got shot down. I wasn't aware of that, but I do think he deserves it. And
so according to
this fight, stock flew through the ceiling that night, no question.
According to the New York State Athletic Commission's claimed the technical issue prevented officials from reviewing the replays of the incident. Controversy caused the WBA defended Willis ruling and now removed posts on their website. So
That's
basically
shady.
saying, yeah.
That's kind of shady.
Yeah,
That's
so
really-
referee Steve Willis initially administered a count, but later changed his decision to a non-knockdown. And then the WBA defended Willis's ruling, and then
He administered a
now
count.
remove posts on their website.
You played the video? I don't even think he administered a count.
Nah, he didn't. They was trying to figure out what the hell was going on when it happened.
Yeah, he didn't administer a count. That's weird. So they took down all the posts?
Yeah, so it was a post on their website and they took it down. Yeah, that's
Gervonta Davis makes a lot of money, you know.
Yeah, he does. He brings a lot of money in, but also too, man, it sucks to be on the B side of things like Roach and things like this happen. But the integrity of boxing is definitely at stake here when it comes to shit like this. Like you have to. This stuff like this can't go down. You know what I mean? Especially like deleting of shit is very, very odd behavior. Mac, you got any thoughts on this? I need to find this video.
I'd like to see the video because I actually didn't get a chance to watch this yet.
Oh man.
Crazy.
Yeah.
This is almost like when Gaethje head kicked Holloway and they didn't count it as a knockdown.
Yeah, that was
shady business.
Oh man. First video I see, Floyd Mayweather tank robbed by Roach. Jesus, Floyd. Just relax, brother. Let's see. There you go. Right
not
here.
Wrong. He's biased.
Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong. Yeah, he's not wrong. So right here, he takes the knee. And the Roach thinks it, right? That's automatic. In my head, you take a knee. All right, he's taking a voluntary knee. Knockdown. Yeah. And he runs over. But the thing is, when he gets the, it doesn't even look like he wipes shit, bro. Like when I look back at it, all right, he looks at the ref, takes the knee to acknowledge the ref, right? Goes over. Yeah, they don't even show it, dude. Yeah, and I don't think the punch did it. I think he may have had some in his eye, or maybe he just wanted time. I don't know. Maybe he wanted to reset.
Yeah, he didn't look hurt. He ran. Yeah. As soon as he took the knee, he immediately got back up, ran over the corner, and yelled for power.
Scripted.
Doesn't look like his knee even touches the canvas.
Nah, it doesn't matter. He took a voluntary knee. He looked at the ref and acknowledged it.
Yeah, if you put freaking hair gel in your hair and it leaks into your eyes.
Okay, yeah, no, that was.
Yeah, now look.
That counts as a knockdown because the ref calls it one.
Yeah, now look.
So the ref said no 10. The ref literally said, "You can't ref. I'm the ref. No 10-8, 10-9." That's the words out of his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Now look, he gets it. He does nothing to his. He does nothing with the towel. Like he said, it was in his eyes, right? Now watch this. I was watching this shit back. I was watching this shit back. No, bro, look. It goes over his fucking hair and down. Nah, bro. Bro, trust me.
I don't know about that one.
Look how quick that is, bro. It's no way he wiped his face that quick, bro. His eye. You already took the knee.
If it's leaking down his forehead, he just needs to wipe it out and go back in the fight.
Yeah. But what about in your eye? Wouldn't that be the reason why you would stop? It was because it's irritating in your eye?
He took the knee, but there's no count.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I need a different angle.
I mean, regardless of whether or not he used the towel on his eye, it should have been a 10-8.
No, 100%. I agree. I 100% agree.
I mean, honestly,
look, right. Right, watch this. Let's see if they show the whole thing. Look, he did the top of his fucking head. He didn't even touch his fucking face.
I didn't see. Hold on, go back.
Look, watch.
No, it's right over his whole face.
On his head, bro. Look. Look when he goes down like this. No. It's on the top of his braids. He pulled it down and didn't even really do shit. I don't know, man. That's
This
weird.
is
But
how
yeah,
I mean,
in my
it's a
opinion,
moot
this
point,
this
though.
fight
It's
should be
really
given
moot
to
point.
Lamont Roach.
Yes, we all agree on that, I think.
This fight
And I
should be
love
given to
Devontae
Lamont
Davis.
Roach.
But I
Yeah,
mean, how the
I'm
hell
a
can you
huge
watch
fan.
that fight and say otherwise?
Nah, huge fan of Javante, but that's shady business. They
What a
gotta
video
fix
did
that.
you Roach coming up a weight class, eating all those shots? Oh my god.
Bro, he was listen. Shout out Lamont Roach, bro. Yeah, I bet you he surprised a lot of you motherfuckers. You ain't think that boy had them hands. Them DC boys not a fight, man. Just as good as them Baltimore boys.
I ain't never betting against Lamont Roach again. Done.
Yeah, man. Shout out Lamont Roach, man. Shout out Devontae Davis.
Hiring Lamont Roach.
But
I'm betting against.
we definitely gotta we definitely gotta see that rematch. That's gotta happen ASAP. Let's get it done. So Islam Makhachev and Ilia Topuria, not an official thing.
Your audio is still playing, King.
Hello.
No, the video audio is still playing.
Oh shit. Okay, we good now?
Yep.
I couldn't even hear that. How could y'all hear that? What the fuck? Oh shit. Yeah, now I see. Okay. Thanks for letting me know that. I don't know why I couldn't hear shit. Yeah, video still playing in the background. Thanks, Mac. I just seen a private chat. What an idiot. All right. Tell y'all, bro, I'm halfway there. I'm like 50%, guys. I'm probably 45%. But before we jump into the next segment, I'm gonna give a shout out to our sponsors, Karate Combat. If you don't have the Karate Combat app right now, download it. It's a lot of big things coming, along with a lot of big announcements we just made. You can vote on the fighters. If you win, you win. If you lose, you don't lose anything. You can just get your karate token back. You're also able to vote on Dow things like fight of the night bonuses, different rule changes in the league. So download the app now, karate.com, or you can download on your app on your phone and the App Store, Google Play, whichever one you have, completely free. And I'll give you 88 free tokens to start with. We also give away free tokens on the show, so pay attention for the claims. Shout out Karate Combat, one of our sponsors making these things go round. Now, for the next segment, let me pull this shit up. Let's get into Karate Combat. Karate Combat 53 just happened. Denver, Colorado. Hence why I'm sick as shit. I don't know what the fuck it is. For some reason, every time I leave Denver, it's just not fun. So
Elevation.
yeah, I mean that along with all of these degenerate motherfuckers that I'm around at parties all the time. So it could be a combination of a lot of things, to be honest. But I tell you what, a combination that I did like this weekend was the combinations that these motherfuckers was pitting on people, because boy, did we have some fights. Is this music playing on this one? Let me turn this down.
Yeah.
All right. Boy, did we have some fights, and I was highly impressed. I think we had 13 fights, and it was 12 KOs, because one of them was a submission series.
Oh no, there was one fight that went to decision. It was the Weathersby fight.
Oh yeah, Adrian Weathersby fight, which was absolutely scary. Actually,
from hell. So.
Absolutely scary. Let's can we start there? Because brother,
please do so.
Now Adrian Weathersby, one of my favorite karate fighters. Audio's playing. Thank you.
So
Adrian Weathersby is one of my favorite karate. Adrian Weathersby, one of my favorite karate fighters in Karate Combat right now, up and coming. Absolutely beast. Was dominating in my opinion on this. It was still pretty close, but I feel like he had the upper hand on the first two rounds. He was up 2-0. Went into the third round. Elevation started kicking in. Started seeing both of them gas out. Connor was pretty beat up, but got a mean shot on him, bro, and scared the absolute dog shit out of me. And this was like the second spinning back fist, I think, of the night that happened like this. Bro, when I say I was watching this fight, like walking towards Adrian's corner because I had to do a post-fight interview, and I'm like, I mean, this is pretty much over. And I seen that, and I just literally stopped midway. Because I was like, I honestly don't know which way I have to go now. I might have to go back this way to Conor Backer's corner to interview him, because what the fuck is going on? And Adrian Weathersby got through it, but like that was insane, bro. I don't know. I know, Mac, you're a big karate guy. How are you feeling when it got to this point in the round? I'm pretty sure. Go ahead.
I had Weathersby up to 2-1.
Yeah.
2-0 going into the third round. The big question was really just was that knockdown going to be considered a 10-8 round or not? If it was, then it could have gone to sudden victory round, which would have been rough for Weathersby because at this point he was gassed and rocked.
Yeah. You think even at the point of him winning the first 2 rounds with that knockdown, they would consider going into a third? I meant to a fourth. My apologies.
Yeah, like I think what we've learned from how judges view fights, at least in Denver, is a knockdown doesn't necessarily automatically equate a 10-8 round. I think it was just also because it was still a very competitive round before and after the knockdown that they scored it a 10-9.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Conor Bracken. Go ahead, Peckers.
I just wanted to point out Conor Bracken looks absolutely massive next to Weathersby in this weight class.
Yeah, he's a big boy. They're both really big.
This is middleweight?
Yeah. Though Weathersby eventually wants to go up to 205.
Yeah. I think he wants to fight Sam. Possibly Tyrone. Who knows? Who knows, bro? But yeah, this was a little scary. I mean, but shout out to Conor Bracken. A lot of people don't know. He come from BKFC, Muay Thai guy. So very tough motherfucker, as you can see. He was pushing forward, even though he was getting some hand spit on him. So respect him, big warrior. And I don't think this is the last we see of him. To be honest, this is not a stock dropping loss at all to me, in my opinion. Adrian Weathersby is one of the top prospects in that division. I think we see him in championship contention within the next few fights. But dude, stuff like this is like he's had. I think it was the last performance was really good. He was okay with that one. But this performance and the performance before that one, if you watch his post-fight interviews, he's both like, I'm not happy
Irvin
with.
Jones?
No,
he knocked out Irvin Jones.
They were both finishes.
No,
I know he wasn't happy with it.
But he wasn't happy with it. I'm telling you, go watch it back. He said, I'm not
I know
happy.
he wasn't happy with it.
Yeah, he said, I'm not happy. Not the previous
That's
one.
crazy.
Not the one between, not the one before this. This one that just happened and the one before that. He wasn't happy
Irvin
with
Jones,
the way he
right,
won.
Max?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
It could be.
That was the first karate combat fight I ever watched live.
Because he got caught in that one as well. And he didn't like his overall performance. He won the fight, but he just was not happy with his overall performance. And that's one thing I like about him. Go ahead.
I think pretty sure he knocked him out in like 2 minutes. I'm shocked to hear that. I don't remember that part. That's crazy. Well, like, what more could you do at that point than knock somebody out in the first round?
Well,
maybe it was Bam Morris. Maybe it was Bam Morris.
Maybe it was the second round he knocked out Irvin Jones. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Bam Morris was like a more back and forth fight, and then he knocked him out at the end of the fight.
Let's see. Yeah, I have to go find it, bro. But I'm pretty sure. But what I was getting at basically is, every time he said that, he's came back and he's got a dominant performance. The thing is, getting caught like this with the lower guys, when you get up to these higher guys that are up in the division, like a Sam Alvey, it's nobody really in this division that's champion right now because it's a vacant belt. But you start getting up, they start bringing in, importing these guys like Tyrone Spong and all these guys that have this heavy experience, bro. You get caught like this, it could be very devastating. Like, they'll go and finish the job. Conor Bracken just didn't have it in him to finish the job on this one. But if he had just one more win that he could dig down deep and find, he could have finished this fight. And those 2 rounds would mean absolutely nothing because it would have been a TKO victory. So that's the only thing I want to see Adrian Weathersby is like a little more consistency. I don't know if elevation had to play the part in this one. He does look a little tired, as you can see visibly.
No, you can definitely tell. Like he throws a lead roundhouse, and the way he does it's a very American kickboxing style. But the way, like that kick right there, the only reason you would do that kick is if you're following up with punches after.
Yeah,
but he just didn't have the gas to really string that together.
Yeah, 100%.
I wonder if him not really having a head coach anymore is playing into this a little bit, because had his old coach been still alive, unfortunately, rest in peace, maybe he would have been able to tell Weathersby to slow the pace a little bit, because maybe it was just me, but I felt like Weathersby was going at a much higher pace than he normally does.
Yeah. He was a little on the front foot. And also too, I want to say, I don't know for sure, but I think when he sat down in the corner for the first round, he really realized like his coach wasn't there, like his sensei wasn't there for the first time. And I think that did play a little bit of factor in this as well. This was his first fight after that. So there's a lot of stuff here. But also, this is what makes warriors, right? I think we see Adrian Weathersby come back stronger. He has title contentions. He wants to fight for the title. It's a few names that he already has in mind. He told me. So I'm still excited. I'm still high on Adrian Weathersby. Say that again.
Definitely, it's he's still an amazing prospect.
Oh, 100%. I'm very high on this kid. I don't even want to say kid. I think he's older than me, but Karate Kid as he is, because he's definitely personification of karate. And I want to see somebody at the top that's really a karate guy. I know the new guys is coming in. A lot of them, my homies, they're streaming this new era, but I'm still a karate fan, so I want to see some karate guys at the top as well. And speaking of those karate guys, holy moly donut sauce. Let's talk about the silverback goddamn gorilla. Holy shit, dude. Bro, now, I don't know who else. Who else took Payet? Who else took Payet? Was it one of you motherfuckers? I know it wasn't Mac. Okay, it wasn't you. Okay. I'm not going to say who, but you know who you are, motherfucker. You know who you are out there. You watching. I'm going to sing you this clip just so you can fucking feel it. Somebody told me Payet was going to win.
Love that celebration.
Listen, I love Payet. Jeremy Payet is my favorite Muay Thai guy out of that division. But Weber Almeida comes from the Machida clan, and I'm so sorry, bro. I'm a big fan. I've been a big fan. Lyoto's my guy. You know what I mean? That's who I watch faithfully in the UFC. So to be able to see his protege fight in a karate combat is crazy. And to also see him almost get dropped, recover within seconds, and drop his opponent, insanity. You know what I mean? Insanity. And then it goes right into his I love him, bro. He's so amazing, dude. So electrifying. Just a beast of a fucking a fighter, dude. I kind of want to see this fight run back. Wow. Because Payet caught him. Like, now, granted, you know, Weber won the fight and was able to recover and knock him out, but bro, they were going at it before that. You know what I mean? Like, this was a great fight. I expected this to be 3 rounds of just straight, possibly 4 rounds of straight, like, merciless fucking striking, right? But these two warriors, and shout out, look at Neil Magny back there. That's fucking lit, sitting next to Sam Alvey. Dude, we got a visitor. Hello there, little kitty. Silverback. The cat's coming to see the silverback. But yeah, I want to see a rematch. I think Payet should fight somebody else first, probably. But I definitely would love to see a rematch. I think Weber should be fighting for the belt soon.
That's the big question right now is, and it's something the rankings council is going to deliberate on, is currently Gabriel Varga is the number 1 contender for for who's going to be fighting the winner of the reunification bout. So the question now is, does this win of number 8 ranked Weber Almeida over number 5 ranked Jeremy Payet is so massive enough to boost him to the number 1 contender over Varga's body of work? And Varga's had some losses too.
Yeah, I'm looking. Yeah, Weber's got 3. Weber's what, 3-0 now, all finishes. Varga goes a decision though, doesn't he?
Yeah,
and his last fight he knocked him out.
Yeah, last fight he got the TKO. But other than that, no contest, unanimous decision. TKO, unanimous decision. TKO on Tommy Azeus, unanimous decision with Bruno Assis. I mean, you go to UD with Bruno Cease. Shazay picked Bruno Cease apart.
Mm-hmm.
I love Bruno. Bruno's one of my favorites. A very tough kid. And the fact that Shazay took him apart like that and broke him down to where he was. And granted, it was a short camp for him. He didn't have a lot of time on that. But also
full camp would be much more interesting.
Also, my thing is, you got to be prepared, bro. You got to be ready for that number to be called, right? Because think about it like this. Say you're a top contender, right? And the champion, you're like 2 fights away from the belt, right? You got to always be ready for that belt, right? So, I mean, in my opinion, as you're going through these, you should always be prepared. I forgot what that one dude name was. He fought the Detroit guy that wore the fur coat. It was like 3 or 4 cards back. They were both new to karate combat. I don't think either one of them got contracts, but he was saying it like, bro, I'm always in fight camp. Like, I'm always in fight camp, right? And sometimes you just got to be ready for that moment because that was Bruno's moment to get a fucking belt. You know what I mean? So it's like, at the end of the day, you got to kind of be prepared and ready for that shit to happen because sometimes opportunity presents itself at the weirdest times and you just got to be ready. But with that being said, I think Gabriel Vargas should get it. Or maybe we get a Varga versus Weber Almeida. Because what do we have? We got Ren versus Roca coming up. That's the unify to go ahead and close out that situation. All right. So then after that, you have Varga and you have Weber Almeida, and then it's one more person that's up there at the top with them. Who is it? It's slipping my mind right now. Or is that it?
There's the guy that just beat Screevers, but he needs to get a couple wins before he's in the title discussion.
Yeah. So nobody else is.
And it was a doctor stoppage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, nobody else is. You got Lorenzo Trevino. He's got to get another winner too.
That's bad.
Has he fought in any rank competition?
Lorenzo's fought in lightweight as well. He's registered as he's a registered lightweight on here, 150.
I'll fix that.
Yeah. But yeah. So I mean, there's nobody else in title contention. So I mean, hey, you got the Dubai card coming up. You got Ren versus Roca. After that, I mean, first Miami card. Why not? Weber versus Varga. Whoever wins that gets a shot at the belt. I like it. I don't know how much Leo likes that. I don't know. Maybe I'll whisper in his ear a little bit like the Yin Yang twins. Hopefully I get some. Hopefully I can make a wish come true or something. But yeah, man, Weber's a beast, dude. And I think they should give him a shot. He is getting towards the end of his career. How old is Weber? He's like 37.
Yeah, but
yeah,
a very good 37.
He's a very good 37. No, he's very well kept. Very well kept.
He's got a good 4 or 5 years left in his
Yeah,
career.
I don't think he's taken a lot of damage like the rest of the guys have as well. So like, especially like the MMA guys who come from other leagues and stuff. So
and he definitely don't look 37.
No, he definitely doesn't. He looks like it'd be a smooth 20-something. But another one I wanna, and I know I think Pickers, you were high on this guy, right? Shout out my boy James Zhang. Look at James Zhang there, Fight ID, one of the sponsors. Also the owner of UFC Strike. If you guys play UFC Strike, shout out UFC Strike collectibles. That was my guy right there. He's fly as shit too. Look at this guy, bro. Huh? Oh yeah, dude, which is actually hilarious. He did that video with Gina Valentina talking about the spinning back fist and knocked the guy out with it. Absolutely hilarious. Shout out to Spray, my boy Jaden Enod. Did not ask for money this time. I was grateful of that. Did not ask for money this time. Did not ask for money this time. But did have a great post-fight speech. Post-fight interview. Very entertaining kid, bro. I like this guy.
Audio.
Wow.
Oh shit. Yeah. So let me tell you about this too. Boss and Josh were pissed about that. So I have my earpieces in. Let me let you fighters know if you are watching this, the ones who do, don't do that shit, bro. You literally, Jaden, you spit all on Boss and Josh's papers, all on their faces. Like, come on, dude. You could have had blood in your mouth. It could have gotten their eye, all types of stuff. So let's not do that by the table or by the people. Like, do it in the middle of the pit somewhere where it won't be as damaging or particles flying on people. But yeah, really cool. Like, really cool. I'm a big fan of Triple H and Degeneration X, all right? But I'm also a huger fan of Boss Rutan and Josh Palmer. So please don't spray the guys, all right? Those are my guys. I love those guys. like mentors to me. So let's not spray them with it. But Jaden Enot, absolutely stunning. 2 TKOs in a row. Both in the first round, I think. This dude is running through the division. He is heavyweight, right?
He came down to middleweight for this fight, I believe.
For middleweight for this fight. So, dude, that means the middleweight division is kind of heating up. Or does he plan on staying there?
I don't know.
Because the last fight he didn't fight at middleweight.
I'm not sure. I gotta have. You want me to invite him on?
Yeah, we could definitely. Yeah, let's definitely get him on soon. That would be good. Why is he not on the site? I don't see him. Oh, you know why? Because I'm in lightweight, and this dude is huge. He's not a lightweight. He's not a lightweight at all. Jaden Enot, bro.
No, he ain't no lightweight. Hell no.
Nah, hell no.
He's a.
So he fought Ramos first. Yeah. Ramos is a heavyweight. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Ramos. He beat him in the third round. I remember. Is Ramos still with the promotion?
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
Unfortunately, yeah. And it's kind of sucks that like he had to fight Enod as his like make or break fight.
Yeah, it looks like he got Murderer's Row over here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Alvey right before that.
Yeah, he's one of those pure karate guys that transitioned well to full contact, but he just never got the matchups to really develop himself.
Yeah. I mean, but it's a lack of fighters there too.
Which is why there's that now minimum requirement of having 5 professional fights.
Yeah. And I think that should just be, naturally that should just be the kind of norm, right?
Yeah. No, we're at the point where you're doing a disservice to a fighter if you sign them before they've had 5 pro fights.
Yeah, 100%.
Interesting stat about Jaden Enot. We'll talk about a fast finisher. He has only thrown 40 strikes in his entire karate combat career.
He's only thrown 40 strikes? Holy shit.
2 minutes
W. Enot. And the crazy thing is, I think he even hit him with the elbow, not even really with the fist.
It was with the forearm.
With the forearm? Okay. Yeah, that was a crazy knockout.
Too much momentum behind it. I mean, that lands way harder than it looks on TV.
So much, bro.
That's like a baseball bat to the face at that point.
Yeah, I kind of just want to see him fight Sam Alvey at this point.
Well,
but I don't know, man.
A lot of ways that could happen.
A lot of fucking ways that could happen.
A lot of
all right, speaking of somebody who also doesn't have a lot of fucking punches in karate combat, let's talk about him. Mr. Cuba. Massive motherfucker, bro. I didn't even get a chance to even do anything. I went to pull my phone out, and immediately as soon as I started recording, he was knocking him out. So like if you look at the photo of my video, he's so quick that I literally started it the moment the fight started, and I didn't even get the beginning because he just starts swinging immediately. This motherfucker is a beast, bro. Who does he fight next? Like, who do we fight next? I think I sent y'all that big, what was it, Jamaican Irish Sasquatch motherfucker who's like 6'8", that's fighting like Cage Warriors.
That would actually be really interesting. Although I still think he would smoke that guy in 30 seconds. I thought, I think I posted in the chat. I had an interesting idea because I have a strong feeling Austin Lane's about to get cut from the UFC. Yeah, and that's the guy that beat Robellis in his last UFC fight by just grinding him out on the ground. That's so funny.
Look, I literally starting a fight. He's like, this is the beginning of the fight. I'm just pulling my phone out. He's already knocking him out, bro. Yeah. This is the start of the fight. Like, no lie. Like, I swear, it's insane how quick this man Robellis just. This is like I just put my phone down after. I'm like, there's no need for point. He just killed him. It's over. Shout out Rogers though, man. I don't know, bro. He's a sniper. Did you watch how he did it? No, look at this shit. He just leans like he's like, okay, let me see. Where's the temple? Boom, right there. Who does that?
What is going on? Robellis España.
Is it still playing music? God damn it. Who does that?
If only he had some grappling, he could literally be a UFC champion, you know?
Yeah. I think that's what they just got to bring in. They got to bring somebody who has like mid-tier striking, but that could just grapple him up and get him to a corner of the pit and actually kind of take him.
You never get the chance if you have mid-tier striking.
You just got to spear him like Rhino on WWE.
The first time he touches you clean, you're done. Nobody's eating.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, I'm like, do you see how hard he's like? Watch this hit though. Like, his whole head, like, no, I got to do this in slow motion. This scared the shit out of me. Like, I'm actually kind of worried about Roger Sousa's after watching how his head just like rubber bands when he hits him right here.
Once your head hits the canvas, that's an instant KO.
Yeah. Dude, like, and it bounced off his fist and then hit the canvas. So, like, bro, I don't know what we do from here, man. I don't think they're gonna have him fight in Dubai. Pretty sure he'll be on that first Miami card, depending on how the GFL thing lines up. But I don't know. You get to fight this guy now. I don't know. Austin Lane is the best. Yeah, Austin Lane is the best idea. If he gets
he has a win over him.
He does have a win over him, so it would be a revenge match. Karate Combat's good at that, bro. They're good at putting together those revenge matches. I'm pretty sure Leo's already.
What about Greg Hardy?
There is a guy that some people on MMA Twitter were wanting to see him fight next.
Who's that?
I'm putting his @ in the chat if you want to look him up on.
Let's see. Let's see who we got here about.
I feel like with Greg Hardy, even if we get another 10-second knockout, it's a win-win.
I'm just gonna say Greg Hardy. And that fight was on the table. I'm not going to say what side didn't want to do it. All right, this guy right here. Let's see. Holy shit, he is massive. What the fuck? Who is this guy? What does he fight for?
Ryzen.
Turns out Bio Ryzen, MMA fighter, Casaros. What's his
which is the first hurdle. If he's signed exclusively, then you got to make a deal with that.
So he's the Nigerian Japanese fighter?
Korean.
Is that Korean? Oh, yeah. Sorry, my bad. It's really small for me.
A Nigerian Korean fighter fighting out of Japan.
Sheesh.
I mean, holy shit, he's massive.
Oh, but he's only 1-0.
Yeah. What's his name? What's his real name? Is it this? Whatever this is?
I think it's King and Dr. Polo. I can't pronounce that.
Yeah, can we get like a Sherdog or anything on this guy?
Yeah, you can only refer to me for like names from the stand country.
It's a King what? DE King. Dude, yeah. I don't know. As I looked this up, though, what was your favorite fights of the night?
How about the Kyle Barallo fight? That was awesome. Kyle Barallo versus Brendan Allen.
Yeah, that was really cool to watch.
That was awesome.
For me, I'd probably say fight of the night was Payet versus Almeida.
Yeah, that's a definitely heavy contender. I don't even think did they give out fight of the night?
I don't know.
Yeah. I think that's definitely a good contender. I mean, to be honest, Adrian Weathersby, Conor Bracken wouldn't be far-fetched for a fight of the night or performance of the night. I mean, they were both gassed, but they were also both like still fighting the entire time, going back and forth. So
Karate Combat does make a deal with Ryzen of like sharing heavyweights. I'd love to see Mikio Ueda fight Robelis. Mikio Ueda is the greatest Kyokushin heavyweight of our generation.
Well, 6'8", 260, 24 years old. He's got one win against Satoshi Kamiyama, who has one win and 4 losses.
Oh my.
He also has a win against Terry Wakanda, which is actually a fire name, who also has one loss. He's a Nigerian. So these look like both really local scene guys. I don't know if this warrants enough experience to
No way.
No.
Fight Robellis.
Although, to be fair, over one fight, they probably have more cage time than him.
Yeah, pretty much. This is nope. This
Minus Cortez Acosta and Lane. We won't talk about those.
This kid has round one, both round one knockouts, 1 knees and punches, and 1 stomps and punches. Yeah, I gotta check this kid out. Maybe I'll send this over to the matchmakers and see where we could get going. He's gonna have to fight a few people first, though. I think maybe he should fight the Dana White Contender Series guy first. Marcos Gregario. I forgot how to say his last name. Maybe he should fight one of the guys Robellis already beat first. And if he could beat one of them or 2 of them, then maybe he fights Robellis. But at this point, Robellis is going to fight like 1 or 2 more people, and they're going to have to just give him the belt. It's really not going to make any sense to keep holding out on it if he's just going to keep knocking people out in 10 seconds.
I mean, I don't
need to clarify with the organization, but I was hearing from some people in the media that that apparently Sam told them that he's actually going up in weight.
Nah, Sam's fighting Tyrone Sprong in Dubai. Might as well just jump into that.
But apparently Sam was telling them that he's going to be fighting at 265 with them.
Yeah, he said that on our stream.
Oh, so he's moving up on that one. Let me see. I'm pulling it up now. Well, let's talk about it. Karate Combat 54 will be happening in Dubai. It's our next card. We are skipping 2 months. It will be no card this month, which sucks. It's my birthday month, and I like to have cards on my birthday month. So I actually get to see absolutely nothing in person on my birthday month, which is great. But I'll go to UFC 314 in April. Shout out my people at V-Chain. We'll talk about them, TKO group, and what they got going on too in a little bit. But Tyrone Spahn versus Sam Alvey, Shazay Ren versus Luis Roca. Holy shit. A fight we've been wanting and a fight we didn't know was going to happen. So this is going to be a fire fucking card. And yeah, I guess because he's going to have to move up to 265. Tyrone Spahn is not getting down to 205 at all.
I think he's fought 205 before.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
There's no 265. Prez clarified this first.
Yeah, it's weight is up or up. Yeah, it's just up. So basically, it's anything past 205. Yeah.
No, it depends on which way the vote's going to go. Which it's going to go to the app. If the vote passes, it's no longer up and up. It's 265 hard limit.
Well, I sure as hell hope they don't set that.
Yeah, I hope they don't do that. Yeah, super heavyweight should be all the way to the top.
Yeah, it's already past the first round of voting, so it just depends on the token holders if they want it or no.
I got a lot of whales. We'll make it happen. Don't worry, Bobby. We'll make it happen. What you guys want? We got you. Don't worry. But yeah, man, I think the super heavyweight division should be open. It just makes more sense. Let the big boys come in. Shit, say we get a fucking sumo wrestler who's like, I could throw some hands too, baby. I'll throw a motherfucker around this ring.
Speaking of which,
I would love to see it.
Speaking of which, I believe his name's Sudario Tsuyoshi, heavyweight in Ryzen, that is former sumo wrestler and the most successful sumo wrestler to transition to MMA.
Hey, Fedor just came out of retirement. Let's get his ass in there.
Fuck yeah. That would be.
I don't think people want to see Robellis knock out Fedor.
Well, he's about to fight for the BKFC heavyweight titles, so that's getting a lot of traction. At least this time he'll have gloves on.
Exactly.
Yeah,
also, even though he's 45 and washed, I'm still not going to sleep on Fedor. He's still one of the good.
But listen,
puncher's chance.
Early predictions. I know this is 2 months away. Quick predictions: Sam Alvey versus Tyrone Spahn, Shazay Ren versus Luis Roca. I'll go first. This is tough. The main event is very tough. But to be honest, I kind of want to go with Sam Alvey on this one. And the only reason I say that is just because the way he handled Arroyo in that ring with his wrestling showed just a different level. And I think he could do the same thing with Tyrone Spahn if he plays his cards right. Also, I think he's just better versed in the ring and pit than Tyrone is. Now, Shazay Ren versus Luis Roca. Unfortunately, I love Roca, but I think Shazib Ren is going to just overpower him. I just think he's just going to be the bigger guy in the ring. We've seen it with Scrivers. We've seen it with a lot of the guys. Even with Bruno, it seemed like a massive difference in size between the two. And every time I see him, Shazib gets bigger. Now, Roca also has been out for a while. Not saying that he's not a champion, not saying that he's not somebody who's done this before, has endured injuries. I just think the more active, the bigger guy, and I think he's going to be the more aggressive guy in it. I think Sam Alvey and Shazib Ren walk away with the co-main and main event. At this moment, things could change possibly a lot in 2 months. This is my brief, straight up. This shit dropped, yesterday? So this is my prediction straight up off of just sheer breaking news. And that's where I'm at with it. Pickers, how you feeling?
That's a really tough one to call. I mean,
I know. You don't have to right now. You could say pass, bro. I'm with it.
We talked about it in the chat a little bit. You mean Alvey versus
Spong.
So here's what it comes down to for me. I think on the feet, Spong is going to have a huge technical advantage over Alvey. Spong is one of the best, boxers and kickboxers, hybrids on the planet. Obviously, yep. Alvey's very tough, and he's got a hell of a chin, and he's a good brawler. But if it's just a straight, kickboxing style match or a Muay Thai style match, I think Spong's going to have a big advantage. What I see as Alvey's path to success is the same thing he did in his last fight. The wrestling, the grappling, the shoving guys in the corner, the back to belly slams. Those are areas where Spong is very weak, and Alvey will have a really big advantage. So I think if Alvey can close the distance without getting hit too hard by Spong, he'll be able to put up a competitive fight. But if Spong can keep this a kickboxing match, he's going to have his way with Alvey.
Agreed. Tyson, let me hear, brother.
I think you both pretty much covered Sam Alvey versus Spong really well.
So give us the latter because I know this one interests you a lot more, brother.
So
Speak to me, Mac.
Rocha versus Shazib is going to be a very interesting match. I see one big question is, has Shazib fixed that sort of weakness he's had with that karate blitz? Because I know he has won those fights with those other fighters.
Very scary ones, though.
But he's never fought a karate blitz fighter of the caliber and experience of Roca.
You don't think Scrivers matches the experience or caliber of Roca?
Scrivers didn't have the knockout power.
Okay.
And it was and Scrivers was very small for that. Roca, we know he can fight a bigger guy because he went toe-to-toe with Josh Quahagen at 165, at 155 pounds or something.
Yeah.
159 pounds was the catch weight. And that is really the big question here is, can Roca knock him out early? Because if Roca can knock out Shazib early, then he's obviously going to win. But when you get into that third, fourth, or fifth round, Roca is a very powerful striker, but that takes up a lot of oxygen. I'm glad this fight isn't in Denver because it'd be a much tougher fight for Roca.
100%.
So with that, it's going to be interesting to see how he does in those later rounds because I could really see a scenario where Roca rocks Shazib early, Shazib weathers the storm, and then comes back in the later rounds to dominate and get the win.
Yeah. Shazib's recovery is unmatched in that division right now. He has been dropped. He's dropped in his first game bred fight. He was dropped in his first karate combat fight. He was dropped in his last karate combat fight with not Scrivers, but with Bruno, right? And yeah, it's something he has to work on. And it's something there that they're finding that's an opening that Shazib needs to look at and work on. And I totally agree. It could get very scary. Rocha has every tool possible in his belt, like Batman, to get the job done. He's very smart. He's around a lot of smart individuals. He's good coaches. So I'm super interested. Like I said, this 2 months away. I am a Ghost Shed. I do love the Ghost Shed guys. I also love Rocha. Me and him speak all the time. Like I have plenty of pictures with him as well. I love all of the guys at the league. I just give my what I feel, you know, and this is straight off news, right? We just got this yesterday. So it's a lot of factors that can happen between here and there. But something fucking massive just happened, guys, while we were here. I don't know if you guys seen my face just a second ago, but something massive just happened for Karate Combat, dude. Holy shit. Let's talk about it. Craig Jones Invitational Karate Combat are joining forces. CGI will sponsor Karate Only Up gaming pools and co-license the pit for grappling worldwide, a game-changing move for combat sports. The Karate Combat pit was built for non-stop action, no out-of-bounds, no resets, just pure combat. Craig Jones is bringing it to the grappling world. If it ain't the pit, it ain't shit. Quoted strictly from the man, Craig Jones himself. This deal means nothing. This deal means more than just licensing. CGI and Karate Combat are pushing the limits of martial arts competition, innovating at how fights are watched and experienced. What does this mean? No more action, no stalling, no out-of-bounds resets, bigger stakes. Karate Combat's Only Up gaming pools get CGI sponsorship, global reach, expanding the pit to grappling sports everywhere. Karate co-founder Robert Bryan says what Craig Jones has done to elevate jiu-jitsu is inspiring. His promotion of the pit has been unprecedented, whatever. And we look forward to seeing them push the sport even further. One of the hosts of grappling events in the pin. CGI is open license opportunity. Reach out. So not only are they working with CGI, not only are they leveling up the jiu-jitsu scene and entertainment scene, they're also offering people opportunities to host their own events that are grappling. So MMA pickers, man, we got to get the MMA picker inaugural BJJ event going, man. We're going to have to get the money together. We're going to have to call up some of my brothers, get some breath together. But this is crazy. This is massive. Like, all jokes aside, this is massive. I went to CGI, and I'll tell you like this. When I went to CGI, I looked and I was in that arena and I was like, holy shit, this is kind of like what Karate Combat could be on a daily, like not a daily, but on a monthly basis, and kind of like what they're working towards, which we'll talk about the Boonk Stadium after this, with the whole Boonk Stadium situation, right? Having a constant home or somewhere where people can fill up a nice size stadium and watch. Craig Jones Invitational was insane inside that UNLV stadium. That was crazy. Like a whole stadium and in the pit in the middle of it, it gave me a vision of like, holy shit, like this is what Karate Combat looks like on a major scale. And the only thing they needed to do to fix that was actually have somewhere where they could be a lot so that they could push these cards and actually, you know, set them up. Like, Mac, you understand because you've been in the same situation, right? Or try to pit people together, but you don't know exactly where you're going to be at. It's harder to actually confirm these cards because certain people can't go certain places. Certain people don't have the visas. Visas are harder to get in certain places than they are in others. So it's a lot that go into it. But Craig Jones being the biggest guy in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Karate Combat being one of the biggest innovators in combat sports, coming together and working together, he already made it massive with his CGI event. You had so many major, like crazy viral moments that happened. Luke Rockhold dapping up DJ in the middle of the fight, him having a match against Gabby, all of the top tier guys going at it in the pit. Like, all of these things have built this rhetoric and this story around the pit. And now they're taking it to the next level. Like, I've heard Rob talking about stuff with Craig and like doing stuff with Craig. And there's other things that I heard them talking about. This is massive. And there's even more massive stuff in the background too that I kind of have heard about too as well. Dude, I'm super hyped for this. But does this mean pit submission stops? I hope not.
No, that's one big question. I don't think for this year, definitely not. You're going to still see pit submission series for this year. But the big question is, in the long run, does pit submission series even have a place anymore if the CGI really takes off? Because
CGI is only once a year.
That's what
CGI is only once a year. That's annual.
That's what I'm saying. Like, could we see
I think
like
they're doing
CGI
more
become
events, so
like
I think that's what
Abu
this is.
Dhabi, where the Abu Dhabi is the ADCC is the big event, but there's a bunch of other events leading up to it.
Right.
Those are just like qualifying matches, though.
Yes, but
Those are
still that
So, I don't think the existence
that becomes
of,
that becomes like a year-long thing.
well, I think it's two different things, because CJI is like a tournament style grappling match where you have people competing to qualify, whereas the way I see Pit Submission Series, it's more of a showcase. You have chances to put UFC champions in the pit for karate combat. You have chances to associate all these people who couldn't otherwise be associated and compete under that brand name, who would otherwise have other obligations elsewhere. I think that's an extremely valuable tool for karate combat, both on the promotional side and just being able to put on great fights. And I don't think the existence of CGI will negate that, because at the end of the day, unless you're a fan of grappling, if I read you all the names who competed in the CGI this year, you might know one or two. You might know like the Ruotolo brothers. Outside of that, like again, unless you really know your stuff, they're not going for recognition. They're going for talent.
Yeah,
you're right. That is the big advantage of it. But there is the classic issue, though, that the jiu-jitsu fans, the grappling fans, are very strong karate combat fans for a strange reason. But the striking fans, the karate fans, and a lot of the old school karate combat fans are not grappling fans. So it's, and the whole selling point of like the karate combat rule set is there's no newaza, there's no ground fighting like there is in MMA. That's the main appeal for MMA fans to watch karate combat over MMA. So then when you have grappling matches, it's like it kind of gets a little confusing. But I do agree with you, Pickers, that fact that you can have these big names competing in grappling is a huge advantage, because grappling is the only sport that can do that.
Yeah, exactly. Promotionally, like I'm sure that their most viral post from last event was the Bryce Mitchell post, the Bryce Mitchell Eli Barzai post. That had to be their most. That was everywhere. But then everyone also knew, oh yeah, karate combat's going on. Oh, karate combat has UFC fighters grappling there. Oh, UFC fighters can compete in grappling. You know, people realized that when that post went viral, and then again when they announced Caio Borralho versus Brendan Allen.
Yeah. Like internally, the argument has always been eventually that this is the reason why it's not like one championship where it's the organization just has like different sport divisions. Pit Submission Series is technically its own event, and the idea was for it to piggyback off karate combat and also help boost karate combat, but eventually to separate it and it become its own thing. So the question is not, because in the short term, Pickers, I completely agree. Those are the benefits, and that's why it's going to stay for this year. But in the long term, is there even a benefit of Pit Submission Series spinning off to being its own thing now, when there's Craig Jones Invitational and also now other established names in the grappling scene using up-only gaming and using and licensing the pit?
I think it all becomes kind of like the TKO group situation. I think they all work together as kind of like more of a BJJ circuit, you know? Like you go to CGI, you might compete in pit submissions as qualifiers to get into CGI, or as that's where the scouts are looking, like, right? These guys. So I could see like us having these premier bouts in pit submission, which we look for, right? We want to see the UFC guys, the top guys around the world, the Wagner Rochas, right? The big dogs, right? You want to see all of them. But we also want to see these young talents that's coming up, like Helena, Carvara, whatever. How is Carvara, right? You say her name?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, she's beasting right now, and Fight Invitational too as well. And UFC, we work closely with the UFC. Like, we're not competitors with the UFC, we're actually partners. We work with them closely. So you could use UFC Fight Pass Invitational, Pit Submission, all of these as kind of prerequisites for the Craig Jones Invitational, right? And so I feel like it could be more of a cohesive circuit than kind of a like which one is the official thing here. It could be like more just like, hey, listen, these are the motions we do every year, And then you have the big CGI tournament. You have the big UFC X, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament, the big ADCC tournament. And I feel like all of them should work together. You know what I mean? And that would be the beautiful thing. And I think that right there will actually elevate the sport of jiu-jitsu to where it should be and you'd be well more respected in the combat sports world, in my opinion.
And the key thing I'm just wondering is where going forward within this new framework does Pit Submission Series fit into it? Because there's no belt. Maybe it is like Picker says, maybe it just becomes like the Pit Submission Super Match Series where it's
that's what it is now.
One-offs.
That's exactly what it is, isn't it? Doesn't even need to become that. It already is
well, yeah, kind of. It's just, some fights we add more. Yeah, some fights we add more. And it's like 3 pit submission fights, and then you have 2 guys who are like lesser known guys, and then you have the 2 bigger guys, right?
Right, but by one-offs, I mean like rankings, belts, like Mac was saying. There's no rankings.
Yeah, basically, yes, they're exhibitions. Yes, they have no rankings. Yeah,
right,
100%.
It's a super fight league. That's what it is, and there's tons of successful jiu-jitsu leagues that are like that. But none of them are in the pit, and now nobody else has the rights to the pit.
Yeah. Unless you hit up this number right here, down here. It's right here, somewhere. It's right here. Yep. You can hit up these people right here. There you go. Licensing, Fight Foundation, Seth. Hit up Seth. I can't say his last name. Don't want to screw that up. But yep, there you go. If you want to do that. But this is interesting, bro. Karate Combat also has a lot more moves, bro. And you got to pay attention, man. Shit is, when I posted the year of karate, I meant that shit, bro. Like, it's a lot of shit cooking, bro. I've been having to keep my mouth shut because the NDA's like a motherfucker, bro. But trust me, it's some shit coming. It's some shit coming. I ain't gonna tell you what to do with your money, but if you were smart, you would know.
And there's there's stuff I'm actually working on in the back scenes that nobody really knows about too.
Yeah, I might know. I may know, motherfucker.
Yeah. Maybe if only Larkin told you.
He tells me a lot because he know I can't say shit. That motherfucker give me every time. He like, he hit me with some shit when he was at Derek on. He's like, the awesome tell you about. Nah, I'm gonna let him tell you. I was like, that's fucked up, dude. That's fucked up, dude. That's fucked up. You know how much I like hearing shit. But nah, shout out Larpin. That's my dog, man. They got a lot of shit cooking, bro. It's a lot of stuff going on. Karate Combat. I feel like there's one more thing we need to talk about Karate Combat before we swap over. Boonk Stadium. Let's talk about it. We are taking a 2-month break, but we come back. We're going to Dubai, Karate Combat 54. That's Ren and Roca at Ren and Roca co-main with Alvi Spong main event for both title defenses for our champions and a unification belt actually for the interim and the champ. But after that, we are supposed to
title fight on that card.
It's crazy. Yeah, I heard about that. And after that, supposedly we're supposed to be moving in to our brand new stadium and performance institute. And I don't want to say exactly where it's at right now because it may change. Because I do know exactly where it is in Miami right now, but I don't want to say it and then it changes. And I'm like, but in Miami, we will have a home spot. If you watch the show, I did interview President Awesome about this. We did a brief little interview about it. He spoke on what we have going on, what we're building. And this will be a 15,000, I want to say, square foot. 15,000. I think the gym right now of Goat Shed is like 3,000. So it'll be 5 times the size, I want to say. I'm trying to get the exact tweet up so I can show you guys. It's a whole lot of tweets that they've done since then. But this is going to mean that we will be in Miami half of the year. So almost every other month, basically, from my understanding, we will be in Miami. This will help out massively. One, because there will be pits there. That means our fighters can come and they can work in the pit. They can get more comfortable with it. This helps them going against these veteran guys who've been in the pit for a long time, and they haven't had the opportunity to get as many reps in the pit as these guys. So that's going to help out a lot. Also going to help with creativity. You're going to see a lot more creative moves, a lot more stuff being done because these guys are going to actually be able to do stuff off of the pit. On top of that, we will have fights there. You'll have a lot, probably more meet and greets. I think it's a lot of things in the pipeline that they're trying to do to tap in more with the community. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys see some top fighters coming through doing some content there. From my understanding, there's going to be a 24/7 Twitch live stream. It's a lot of shit that's popping off, bro. Like, it's a lot of shit. And also, King Apollo might be moving to Miami. Who fucking knows? We might go to the Vice City, baby. I'm telling you, man. Listen, my boy Wayne said it. He said gangsters don't die. They get fat and they move to Miami, baby. And my stomach looking real plump right now. So I think it's time, man. Yeah, but this is massive. Shout out Boonk. Boonk is sponsoring the stadium. This is going to be massive. I also don't think this is going to be the only thing that we have like this, right? I think we're going to see more things like this come about around the world, just like the UFC. You know, the UFC sets a great example. I don't think people should look at it as copying. It's just these are the leaders of the sport. And it's working. You know, they're producing a lot of great talent, and there's a lot of them is through these PIs. They have a PI in Mexico City. They have a PI. Shut the fuck up. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Siri's talking. They got a PI in Mexico City. Got a PI in Vegas. I think I got a PI in Hong Kong. And aren't they trying to build another one in like Africa or something right now? So, like, this is the move, right? You want to be able to facilitate your athletes. Also, Southern Florida is a hub of combat sports fighters, right? We could find the next great talent there, right? So this is super dope. What were your thoughts?
Concentration of teams that have already fought in karate combat.
Say that again.
There's a strong concentration of teams in Florida that have already fought.
100%. America Top Team, Kill Cliff, Goat Shed Academy, Coconut Creek Boys. Like, you got a whole bunch of people that's already in that area.
Even a Machida karate dojos in Miami.
There you go. So it's super dope. What were your thoughts when you first seen this, Mac? Were you think I'm packing my bags up and moving to Miami? Is that the thought?
It's something I'm considering.
I'm telling you, dude, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I understand for UFC fans, like, there's a good portion of them that hate the Apex, and I know there's going to be some people that are concerned that Boonk Stadium, there will be a portion of the fan base that feels the same, but I don't think that's going to have the same effect because unlike UFC, which really, their whole show is really built around the live audience, karate combat having a strong live audience is always great, but just with the visual backgrounds. And now that there's going to be a stadium that's built around that idea of the live show and VFX, I think it's going to be something like we've never really seen before in combat sports. I think it's going to be a next evolution of how combat sports are presented.
Yeah, 100%. And then on top of the caliber of, like I said, you don't know who's going to stop through there. Also, all of the Ghost Shed Academy guys will be shifting over to this gym as well, right? So not only will this be the Boonk Stadium, it'll be Ghost Shed Academy as well. So you got Aileen Perez, Jillian Robertson, Alberto Montez, it's a few other UFC guys and gals that are in that fight camp that work around those people. Also work with Dean Thomas, like Sean Brady. You have a bunch of them that you will see at this gym, right? This also gives our fighters these reps with these guys, right? And also will build out the credibility of karate combat because content is king, right? That's the whole reason I'm moving. When I say you guys are going to see a shit ton of content, you're going to probably see me getting my ass beat. You're going to probably see me throwing up because I'm working out with these crazy motherfuckers. You're going to probably see me doing some crazy ass challenges in the gym, maybe pranking some fighters and getting my ass beat again. Like, it's going to be a lot of shit that we're going to be able to do because everybody's going to be concentrated in one area. And it just shows like the level of innovation that they're willing to go to in order to facilitate these things for the fighters. Because we got a shit ton of great fighters that already have great personalities. And if you put this right there for them to just be able to make content and do stuff and have all of this shit readily available for them, it's going to be insane. Because don't be surprised if, you know, the Warriors voice ends up there being shot there. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised if we have certain things like podcast setups and things in there along with it, because these are the type of things that as a company we look at as like, no, we need to push the envelope on innovation. We need to push the envelope on what we're doing. And I definitely see this as being a massive, massive move. This, along with CGI in like 2 weeks, is crazy. Pickers, how you feeling about this, bro? We moving to Miami? It's a little cold up there, bro. I'm just saying.
Well, I'm only a short 2-hour flight away, so
I like that. I like that. You know what? Trips to Miami aren't that expensive when you live on the East Coast. So we'll definitely talk about that. I think we can put that in the budget. I think we could fit it in the budget to get you down there twice a month if I get Mac down there.
I'll fly Spirit. It's $200, I think, round way or something cheap like that.
I'm currently talking to realtors.
This is really cool. I mean, I don't even think PFL or Bellator or anybody but the UFC has a dedicated facility like that. I think it does open up a ton of opportunities. I know that Karate Combat was extremely consistent over the last year, and this helps them ensure that they're able to do that moving forward. And I think Miami's a great hotspot. One thing I've noticed about all the Miami events I've been to, it's always budding with celebrities and nice cars and a party atmosphere, which is very on brand for Karate Combat. And it's also central to a lot of great fighters. So you end up with a lot of really high level, notable martial artists in the audience. And I think that it's great for the promotion in a lot of ways. So, I'm a big fan of this move. I don't really know much about Boonk or crypto, to be fair, but I'm excited to check it out.
I think it's just a sponsor, like how NASCAR has the Xfinity series.
100%. You don't know shit about crypto.com or VeChain either, but hey, listen, you see them every fucking week when you watch the UFC, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Brand awareness, baby, and that's what Bonk's doing. Bonk is a meme coin. For people who don't know, it's a meme coin community. They started as a meme coin, but they got really big. They built a huge community. I actually have a lot of people backing them, a lot of holders. They're priced pretty decent if that's the things you're into. We're not big on crypto side of things on this show. We try to keep it more in the fight realm of things. Let me bring that. That was a little big. We were like huge there. It made all our heads look massive, guys. We try to keep it on the fight realm of things. But shout out Boonk because they have been a long-term sponsor of Karate Combat. They also have been a long-term sponsor of combat sports in general. They sponsor CFN and a lot of other like crypto fight events and stuff like that. So they're actually somebody who's really like in this space, really helping out, putting money behind it, putting money where their mouth is. A lot of people talk about, oh, we like Karate Combat, we like this shit. Nobody's putting up their money where their mouth is like that. So shout out Boonk because they're helping push the envelope, man. So I'm excited to see this. Like I got a lot of shit to do. I was thinking about moving to Vegas, and my whole mindset changed once they was like, yeah, nah, this is locked in now. So I'm like, fuck. Like, I can't miss an opportunity to go out there and just cook up with this. So we're going to Miami, guys. Fuck it. Whatever. It is what it is, baby. Shout out Karate Combat making fucking moves. I'm pretty sure by the end of this episode, we might have another fucking what's the name to talk about. I don't know. Should we talk about UFC 313 first, or do you want to go into your bets first, Pickers?
You tell me. I'm good with whatever. As long as we're talking fights, I'm happy.
Yeah. Let's jump into it a little bit first. UFC 313 is popping up this weekend, baby. This is gonna be an insane fight card. I have went back and forth with all my friends on this main event. From Pickers to my boy Vo.
You don't even know who I picked yet.
No, I know. I'm just saying we've gone back and forth on the possible outcomes and things that could happen on this, right? We went back and forth quite a few times, but I think the main question is, can Alex Pereira beat Ankalaev with the wrestling being a factor? We've seen the wrestling kind of be a factor. Other people, Yuri Prohaska has a little bit of wrestling. Adesanya has some wrestling. People these fought have wrestling. Sean Strickland's not a bad wrestler. He just decides not to use it.
The grappler of Ankalaev's.
Yeah. I mean, I still consider him more of a striker than a grappler, but he does have amazing grappling, and this could potentially be a problem for Alex. I personally think he doesn't get close to Alex. I think Alex punches the shit out of him, and he rethinks shooting. I think he will throw a knee up, and he'll rethink shooting. And also, like we've talked about it before, Alex doesn't show tells when he throws his kicks or his knees or anything. They're just there. You notice it when it's too late, and that's the problem about him. If Ankalaev, I forgot who else said this. Is like Ankalaev should just go on some Rhino shit from WWE and just try to spear him, get him to the fucking ground. I think that's the best bet. like on some real Jorge Masvidal, just fucking charge at his ass and just go for the spear instead of the knee, get him to the ground. Because I'm telling you, bro, if you stand and bang with this man, it's insane, bro. I've watched him put people into the shadow realm, bro.
I mean, you could always pull Fabricio Verdum and just go flying sidekick.
Dude, yes, he's got to do something to get Alex to the ground, bro, because Alex is going to put him in the shadow realm if he doesn't. You see this stuff behind us in our podcast? That's the shadow realm. It's a bunch of people there. Yuri Prohaska still floating around. Jamal Hill still floating around in there. Actually, Jamal Hill and Khalil Roundtree are floating around, and they're about to meet each other to fight in the shadow realm. It's actually insane. So, I honestly don't think Magomed gets his dub. A lot of people are thinking they will happen. I just don't see it, bro. I'm going to put my money on Magomed. Trust and believe. I'm going to offset my bet somewhere, but I know for a fact that Alex is literally going to turn my money into charity for DraftKings. It just is what it is, brother. I love the guy. Amazing. Great guy. Awesome guy. But every time I bet against him, I've lost my money. So just saying, I don't want to take it this time, but I'm definitely going to take AP on a majority of my tickets. I will take an Uncle I bet here and there. I don't know what was the odds on him. Fucking
live, he's a slight underdog.
Slight. Oh, yeah, it was 110, wasn't it? Yeah, it's
last I checked, it was 105, 115, but maybe it's back to 110, 110.
Well, ESPN, yeah, ESPN's a little off sometimes.
Yeah,
ESPN's off a little sometimes, but dude,
yeah, it's pretty nuts to pick them. I guess it's a hard one to call.
Well, who would you lean it towards, Alex?
No,
Uncle Live. And is that purely off record? Is that purely off record, or is that off record and the fact that he has good grappling, something that the power of grappling that Alex probably hasn't ever seen?
Easiest path to victory, and if he gets on the ground with any reasonable amount of time, he has an extremely strong chance to knock him out. The grappling, don't get it mistaken. Like the same way that Alex is like leagues above everybody in striking, Uncle Live is leagues above Alex in grappling.
Yeah,
that's what scares me. I think there's two outcomes. I think Uncle Live knocks him out on the ground, or Alex knocks him out on the feet, and the knockout prop is -150, and that's my bet for the event. Yeah,
my boy Vo, shout out my boy Devo. He's doing the same one because I'm just taking a knockout. I'm just taking a knockout as a method of victory. So just taking a knockout. But hey, listen, bro, come on, you sleeping on my boy. 100% takedown accuracy, man. Y'all sleeping on this grappling, bro. Alex got 100%.
Could you imagine Alex shoots?
Yo, first fucking minute of the fight, Alex shoots for a fucking double leg. I passed the fuck out of my living room with mezcal in my hand.
And then Uncle Live gets his first ever sub.
Yo, if Uncle Live subs him, I will cry. I will literally cry.
It could happen.
I'll cry.
I will say though, Uncle Live's grappling background, besides the combat sambo, is in Greco-Roman wrestling.
Yeah,
and for that, you have to use your striking to really set that up in MMA.
Ilia does a good job of it. Marab does it as well. They use their striking to get in there and kind of
that gives more opportunities than if it was like a freestyle wrestling background or even better.
Yeah, but it's not really about background anymore because let's not forget this guy's on a 13-fight win streak in MMA. He's been training.
Yeah, but he's been more of a striker, at least from what I've seen so far.
Yeah, I mean, he has. It's 11 by knockout, but what's deceiving about knockouts in MMA is it doesn't differentiate between which ones are ground and pound knockouts.
It's just that, the question for me is how good is his double leg? How good
he has? Watch the fight against Jan Blachowicz.
Yeah. Jan Blachowicz is a great fight. And it was a draw. It was a draw for the belt. So this is he's
the best grappler at 205.
100%. And it definitely were going at it.
And that's why I think this is also a fight Alex Pereira needs for his legacy.
Yes. Yeah. If he doesn't beat Uncle Live, everybody's going to say he was ducking.
Yeah, everybody's gonna say that he's basically, he's not all around. He's just a good kickboxer who happened to land shots before somebody could really take him down to a point where
fighting with strikers at light heavyweight. And I honestly think between just us and whoever's watching, I kind of think he lost to Jan Blachowicz in his debut.
Who? Alex?
He won a split decision over Blachowicz. I thought it was a bad call.
Yeah, it was a very close fight. You definitely should go back and watch it if you haven't.
Yeah,
It was a very close fight.
That whole fight.
I think also that's when he realized, like, oh shit, like this is the real deal. Like this is the fucking UFC. This is no fucking joke. Dude, yeah, this is tough because, like I said, like we said, a draw for the belt. You got what his last 5 fights, right? Knockout on Anthony Smith, veteran legend. Goes to Jan Blachowicz, draw for the belt. Johnny Walker, draw no contest. Johnny Walker comes back, KO, TKO victory. And then Ratchet.
Yeah, that doesn't even count.
Yeah.
Johnny No Chin Walker don't mean nothing no more.
Yeah, not at all. And then unanimous decision on Alexander Ratchet. So this is tough.
A lot of those are 3-round fights, the UDs. I think in a 5-round fight, if Pereira has to wrestle, like just grappling with Izzy, he looks so gassed out. I mean, granted, he got the knockout in that fight, but I don't know. If he has to wrestle with Ankalaev, that's not Izzy. That's a whole nother monster. He hasn't had to wrestle with anybody at light heavyweight.
Do you think
little bit that he did against Blachowicz, he did not have any get-ups whatsoever against Blachowicz.
Just changed again.
Stays down.
What's the name? What's the name is the favorite now? Alex is the favorite now. 115, 105. It just changed again. So
I think there's also a lot of speculation of a Ramadan too, to be fair. That's affecting the betting odds that just shouldn't be factored in.
Facts. That actually should be factored in, bro. I tell you this, the only person. Oh yeah, the only person that I don't.
He's not fasting. He said it on his Twitter. No, he said he stopped fasting before the cut, so he'd be able to do the cut appropriately, and then he's going to make it up after the fact. I'm not here to judge him on his religion. I'm just saying it shouldn't factor the betting odds.
Shout out my boy Shaz Abram, who trained through the whole Ramadan and still whipped ass. Let's go. Stop playing with him. You know what I'm saying? It can be done, baby. It can be done, but I'm not here to judge. That's between you and Allah, brother. Yeah, I don't know, man. This is going to be interesting. Co-main event, though. This is another one that I feel like is crazy. Justin Gaethje, last time I seen him fight, he got knocked the fuck out by Max Holloway in front of my face at UFC 300. In person, I mean. I watched this fight after. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Fighting somebody who's already fought before. I don't know how many people really want to see this fight. I don't know, pickers, maybe you.
This is a banger.
I know it's a banger.
Full division.
It's a banger, but is it the banger that you wanted?
I'm very happy with this fight. I also didn't like the decision in the first fight.
So what do you think what do you think happens here, though?
I think a lot of things can happen here. Both of these guys, Fiziv's the head striking coach at Tiger, interestingly enough. So he's like teaching all the best strikers in the world how to strike. That's how good of a striker he is. Yeah, he only wrestles once a week, but I don't think that's going to be a big factor in this matchup. I want to see how Gaethje's chin looks. I want to see how Fiziv's knee looks. Those are both things that could be risky for both guys. Fiziv's had a lot of problems with his knees. That's why he's been out for so long. Gaethje obviously been getting knocked out a little bit lately. So I want to see him, be like old Gaethje a little more. And other than that, I mean, I would say Gaethje's a bit more durable. Fiziv's a bit faster and a bit more technical. And Gaethje's going to want to make this a brawl, and Fiziv's going to want to make this a technical Muay Thai match. It's really a pick.
What's the outcome in your position? You don't know?
I'm not sure. I don't know why Fiziv's the favorite. It should really be a pick 'em. And I don't think Gaethje getting knocked out last fight is a sign that he's chinny. I mean, the guy had a broken nose. When you have a broken nose, especially when you break your nose in the first round, you have to fight with your mouth open so you can breathe. If you get chinned while your mouth's open, you have no resistance. You're going lights out. That's how he got knocked out cold. Literally, he got hit straight on the chin with his mouth open because he had to breathe.
And when you look at his last 5 fights,
unfortunately, that is how the betting market sees it, is the fact that he got knocked out in his last fight, and he's fighting a very high-level striker who's a much cleaner striker than Gaethje is. In terms of striking skill, Fiziev is the superior striker.
Yeah,
it's just Gaethje is a brawler, so
and he has more power, and he's more durable.
If Gaethje had better knockout power, he would be the Rocky Marciano of MMA.
He kind of is.
I would say probably the closest thing to it.
If he had the punching power of Dustin Poirier, he'd be the.
You know who's the Rocky Marciano of MMA? Rob Font.
Facts. Shout out my Puerto Ricans. Boricuas! You feel
Because that
me?
was his whole thing. He's just super
That's a fact.
athletic. He didn't start training any combat sports till he was in his mid-20s. And he just got really good at 2 or 3 things to neutralize everybody's game plan.
Bro, when you look at Justin Gaethje's losses, bro, it doesn't even look like these aren't losses, bro.
Gaethje's just more willing to die than you. I think that's
Yeah.
like part of the reason he's so successful. He's literally willing. Like a lot of guys say it, but he's literally willing to die in there.
Oh yeah, Sean Strickland says it, but to be honest, he hasn't showed us that. And Justin Gaethje is, huh?
I don't agree with that.
Gaethje's the only
love Sean,
guy
bro.
in the UFC that looks happy to be there, whether he's winning or losing. He looks like he's having the time of his life.
I don't think he was happy to be there at
whether he's winning or
300. I don't think he was happy to be there at 300. I see it.
I
don't think he was happy to be
I kind of
there.
agree with Mac on this one.
Maybe before he got knocked out, but after he got knocked out, I don't think he was happy to be there.
No, but I'm saying during the fight.
That's because he wasn't fighting anymore.
100%. Oh, he just wants to continue fighting. Fighting is enjoyment for him. So it's like, yeah, 100% I agree. He's smiling, win or loss. But yeah, that dude, I want to say he's chinny, but also I'm like looking at the motherfucker that chinned him is like, it's Max Holloway, bro. On top of that, he was gas as fuck. Max gave him a chance at the end of the round to try to get some shit off. He got dropped. He got caught. You sloppy. I don't want to take that away from him as like, oh, he's washed. But also, this motherfucker is a striker from hell, bro. This dude is scary with striking, dude. I don't know, man. I think I'm going to take the over-under on this one. I don't even think I'm going to fuck with it. I think I'm going to take the under 1.5.
I'm not fucking with this fight in any way, shape, or form. Because,
no?
Like, dude, Fizie's knee could just, like, blow out at any time.
Honestly, I'm agreeing with Vickers. This might be a good fight to pass up on. Like,
I'm not going to put it in parlays. I'm not putting it in parlays. I'm not.
If you're going to take anyone, take Gaethje because he's got the dog money. That's what I would say. Just take the money line on Gaethje.
Take him by sub, right?
Honestly,
jump to Gilly, Dustin.
Now I know that altitude sickness is messing with your head.
Yeah, I'm calling him the wrong name, going for submissions. Let's go, baby.
Honestly, it would have been amazing if Gaethje would have developed like a high crotch takedown or like some body lock takedowns into his game. Like he
was a D1 wrestler. He just never wanted to.
No, but that's why I'm saying at the high levels of MMA, like finding setups for those.
Yeah, I hear. But I think he was more interested in putting on a show than anything.
That's what I mean. He should have focused on the showy takedowns. Take people's super.
Then he would be Michael Chandler, and we don't want that.
Well, I mean, clearly he's better than Michael Chandler. I think
100%.
He's also a better wrestler than Michael Chandler.
Yeah, 100%. Now, I want to talk about one more fight on our card that I'm excited for. Also, another Chilean. Shout out our Chilean friend, Arturo Vergara, who just got another dub in KC53. Shout out Zach Riley, too, who took the fight on super short notice, who's a beast, too. A lot of people don't know. Zach Riley fought Corey Sandhagen and Austin Bashi. Like, he's no fucking bum. And he took a liver shot from Corey Sandhagen and got up like 6 more times after that shit. So, shout out Zach Riley for that. But back to what I'm saying, Ignacio from Chile, bro. I want to hear your take on this, MMA pickers. I'm really high on this guy. I like this kid. I think he's next up. If you have something in your betting segment, then skip right now.
I don't have too much on this in my betting segment, but I do have a lot of commentary on this fight because I know everyone's super high on Ignacio Bahamondes. If you remember, everyone else on this channel picked Manuel Torres to beat him, and I was the only one.
You are correct, and this is what
I love Bahamondes, but I also don't know why Turner is the underdog. He definitely has a much more impressive body of work, a much more impressive resume. Yes, he's had some controversial fights recently. I think he's made some poor decisions inside the octagon that have costed him some fights. But I mean, look at the war this guy put on with, Dan Hooker. Look at the knockout he had over Bobby Green. Like, some stupid decisions didn't go his way, fine, but I don't know why that means his stock's going down. That being said, Ignacio Bahamondes totally could be that guy, but the fact that people are talking about that, like, he's already that guy bothers me We haven't
Yeah.
seen him fight anybody even close to the rankings yet, and this is a
Yeah.
massive step up in competition for him. So I think the smart money is the underdog money, and also this is a straight pick.
Yeah.
It's an
100%.
interesting fight. It's like two of the tallest guys in the division. I kind of like that.
Yeah, I do too. This big linky range, guys. I agree. Ignacio is possibly the future. We still need to see a little bit more from him. I'm high on him as a prospect.
Yes.
Not high on him as a contender yet. Very high on his prospect. Jalen Turner, I'm also high on. It's somebody I really like. I honestly wish these two weren't fighting each other. I agree the safer money might be with Jalen Turner. I agree the safer money might be with Ignacio, but the smarter money would be with Jalen Turner.
I think it's equally smart, and I think nobody will have any idea for real until the fight starts, and then half the people will claim they knew the whole time.
Yeah,
like every fight.
I think honestly, for me, this one's harder to choose than the Gaethje.
I mean, this one's
fight. Yeah,
I think both fights are straight pick'ems in my mind.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. But I understand. I talked to Arturo. Arturo said he knows him from the local scene too in Chile. He says he's really good. He feels like he definitely has.
We all know he's really good. We've all seen him on TV. He's a monster.
Yeah.
He had a. Do you remember that? Remember that Dana White Contender Series guy, Roosevelt Roberts?
Yeah.
So he fought Roosevelt Roberts. The fight that Roosevelt Roberts got cut. He knocked him out via spinning wheel kick in the last 3 seconds of the fight.
Yeah, I think I had the clip up.
Nasty striker.
Yeah, here it is.
Nasty striker.
Yeah, right here. Yeah, this kid is different, bro. Bang! There it is. Holy shit, dude! I mean that right on the chin,
no,
dude.
I forgot about one other thing worth mentioning.
The kick that Conor McGregor tried to land throughout his entire career.
Yeah, dude, that was insane. I can't pause it on the thing, but
that was good timing.
Great timing.
He took a pretty nasty knockout loss his last fight, Jalen Turner. I totally forgot about that. That was at UFC 300. He got knocked out real bad at UFC 300. That was Renato Moicano, right? Who knocked him out?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro. It's we're definitely gonna see what's gonna be the future of Ignacio and Jalen Turner too, bro. So
yeah, I mean Jalen Turner, we kind of know what he is. He's a gatekeeper for the lower end of the rankings.
Yeah, basically.
Been like that for a while.
Yeah, but also it's gonna be: is he gonna stay that, or is he, because a lot of people are getting the boot right now. I'm just saying.
If he loses this fight, I don't think he gets the boot from the UFC.
Not this one.
He puts on phenomenal fights, and he does have some pretty good wins in his last few fights. And also, the 2 fights he lost were both fight of the night candidates. Yeah. Dan Hooker versus Jalen Turner was a fight of the year candidate.
Fight of the year candidate, 100%. Gamrot was a great one.
Right. He lost split decisions to 2 guys who are basically top fivers.
Yeah.
And then before that, he was on a 5-fight win streak.
And he beat Bobby Green not too long ago, too. So
he beat the shit out of Bobby Green.
Shout out Bobby. Bobby's gonna
get
hurt this weekend too. It's not fair. Leave Bobby alone. Why does he have to fight Roofy? It's not fucking funny, guys. I fucking hate this shit.
I love Bobby, but I bet Roofy.
Fuck you, Hunter. You fucking asshole.
Hey, at least Bobby Green will always be known as the pioneer for the shoulder roll in MMA.
Man, listen, he gonna be the pioneer.
And Bully beat down.
He walked so that Ilia and I guess Strickland, you could even throw in there too, could run.
So Strickland can march.
Strickland's got more of a modified Philly shell, something with teep kicks involved. I don't know. Yeah, very unique, specific style.
Honestly, what a lot of people don't realize is that the Philly shell works really well with Wonder Boy style front kicks, and a lot of people have not put that together yet.
I mean, it makes sense because you're basically using offense for defense at that point.
Yeah, you basically what it happens is you basically end up using your front lead leg as another jab, but now you also got the round kick, the side kick or front kick, and the hook kick.
Yep. Well, Any other things we want to? Oh, last thing, and this is a yes or no before we jump into MMA pickers. Best of the week. Last thing, Alex Pereira. I heard this. If Alex Pereira wins or loses, he does not go on the Mount Rushmore of MMA.
Sorry, if he wins
or loses, he does not.
Whether he wins or loses, he's not on Mount Rushmore
of MMA. I would like to know.
Who's on Mount Rushmore right now?
DJ.
Okay. John Jones. GSP.
It's 4. It's only 4 people that could go on Rushmore.
That's 3.
Nobody else.
It depends on what you consider the Mount Rushmore.
I mean, I think you could still say Khabib's better than Alex Pereira.
Oh,
Islam.
Yeah, you would have to put Khabib up there for now.
I mean, Islam's literally also above him on the pound-for-pound rankings today. They're both active, so you got to put Islam up there too.
I mean, for me, when I think of the Mount Rushmore, I think of like the actual Mount Rushmore definition, where it's not necessarily the best fighters of all time. It's fighters that represent different eras. Like,
isn't the actual Mount Rushmore 4 people from the same era?
Yeah. Oh, I'll say they're all from the same era.
No, because you have the founding father. That it's different. You had Thomas Jefferson, who was important in the founding, but then also helped lead through what was considered the second American Revolution, where we really secured our independence during the War of 1812 and helped grow the country, double its size. So he was able to expansion of it. Then Abraham Lincoln saw a second birth of freedom when
I could see that. So George Washington would be Horace Gracie. Yes, that would be Horace Gracie.
The next
Thomas Jefferson would be GSP.
Who would be?
Who got to go to like Ken Shamrock or something?
Who would be the face of the pre-WME era, the Zuffa era?
Chael was definitely the highest selling pay-per-view era.
Yeah, Chael until Conor got there, it was Chael.
Yeah, so
100%.
Then you got to go Hoist.
I feel like you got to do the Iceman.
Yeah.
Okay, Hoist, Chuck.
Okay.
Chael, Conor.
I'd put Roundup because she was up there with Conor and also broke the barrier for women.
Tough. That's tough.
Yeah, but I think the UFC was such a massive platform at that point
already.
Like,
yeah.
Conor made the UFC a massive platform, and then Ronda came onto a massive platform. Had
elevated herself.
It's hard because, like, in the history of the UFC, there's only been 2 people with a brand bigger than the UFC, and that was Conor and Ronda.
Ronda did not have a brand bigger than the UFC.
Yeah,
she did.
After she lost, who could you put her up to fight?
Well, it's not about who could you put her up to fight. At one point, like, if you took Conor out of the UFC like wasn't getting deals done with ESPN without Conor's name attached to it. That's what bigger than the UFC means to me. Like, Rousey was a high earner, but she never touched lifetime earnings.
She brought eyes in for
sure.
Was
a certain percentage of the like, if you had business interest in the UFC, a certain percentage of that was just because of Conor.
She doesn't bring more pull than John Jones.
I mean, like, that would have tanked the ESPN deal if Conor wasn't around.
100%.
If John Jones didn't have his issues with,
he's not a great pay-per-view seller either. He just recently broke $1 million for the first time.
Yeah, and that's because but also to what Mac was about to say, but not the traditional standpoint. To their standpoint, they do like Khabib, GSP, all of that. Do you feel like if you beat Magomed Ankalaev?
Even with the traditional MMA standpoint of it, I don't see how the argument you can put Khabib in the.
But it's not about that. Listen, hold on. We're getting too far away from the actual prompt of the question, right? The prompt is if Alex Pereira beats Magomed Ankalaev, which is the most experienced grappler, which is the hardest test that they're saying he has at the highest weight, being a double champ. If he beats him with them saying this is the guy that he's supposed to beat, does this, and they're saying that he will not beat around Rushmore forever. Do you agree with that statement?
Wait, but you're basically asking, will he be in the top 4 if he beats Magomedov Just
no,
100%.
they're saying he's not going to be in it. Do you
But
agree with
you're
that
asking
statement
us-
or not?
Okay, got
Yes.
it.
Do you agree with the statement that they say, regardless if he wins or not, he does not make the Mount Rushmore? That's the prompt.
Well, I think it comes down to, do you think Khabib and Islam are better than Alex Pereira if Alex Pereira beats Magomedov live? And my answer is at least one of those guys is yes.
It's
Probably
hard.
both.
It's hard because I feel like a lot of people are not going to consider like this generation of light heavyweight talent to be that deep.
I wouldn't say that. You
mean-
got some hitters in there. Yuri Prohaska, we're not like Yuri, Jan.
No, but outside of the top
I'm
five.
not saying it's not deep. I'm just saying
Well, it's not deep. You're right. You would be right if you were saying it's not deep because outside of the top 5, who do you have that's exciting?
Outside of the top 5, it's not exciting.
yeah,
but
it's not like when like Jones was leading the division
Correct.
for 2
Jones was
generations.
the legend killer. I agree with that.
Teixeira and a lot of them just left.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, when you really think about it, like if we still can go back a few years, it was still some hitters in there that just have like kind of exited. Teixeira left and like Alex do his thing. Like that was Jamal's takeover, and then from there forward. So
I think if he beats either Aspinall or Jones, then you could put him on Mount Rushmore. Then I'm willing to put him over on Makhachev.
Well, if he's
not being
a,
Jones.
He's a 3-weight champion, the
It's not
first
being
in
Jones.
history.
yeah, I mean he is the Rushmore at that point.
He could beat Aspinall theoretically.
Aspinall would be a very tough fight for.
Yeah.
for Alex.
I mean, he's a better technical striker, and they both have the power to knock each other out very, very quickly.
Listen,
He can walk in there pretty similar in size. I think he has a much better chance against Aspinall than Jones.
Aspinall's also
100%.
a good grappler and has the weight advantage.
Aspinall's a good grappler, but he's not such a good takedown artist, and he'll have the weight advantage by a bit. But also, Aspinall is not near the level of wrestling of John Jones.
not even
Like,
close.
Not even close.
Not even.
John Jones is world class in wrestling and world class in submission grappling. World class.
Elite.
Yeah, he's giving Gordon Ryan good goals.
Honestly, like when there's the discussion of the greatest mixed martial artists of all time, like meaning the like the expert in all, master of none style of MMA, it comes down to either DJ or Jones.
It's Bones. It's got to
It's
be
Bones.
Bones. But the competition Bones fought was just much tougher than the competition DJ fought.
Yeah, DJ, and then when
was-
DJ got real, when DJ ran up against real like double champs like Cejudo,
Also, DJ got knocked out outside the UFC in one championship.
there you go, that part too. So I love DJ
And
to
there's
death,
also
but
Jones' fight IQ too.
yeah,
Jones's fight IQ, is like
Yeah, unparalleled.
yeah. People can say what they want about how old Stipe was, but Stipe also old comes with wisdom. And at the end of the day,
at least 2 or 3 guys in the top 5. If they
Yeah.
were
like
John Jones.
like Jones is so good that the reason Daniel Cormier isn't in the discussion for the Mount Rushmore of MMA is because of Jones.
yeah, and the reason he hates on everything that or gives anything credit that is anything that makes Jones look bad. So,
Yep.
Shout out DC.
He's been better lately.
That
He's been better
motherfucker.
lately.
I love him. That's all good. Yeah, he's all right. I guess he wouldn't apologize to John Jones' wife. That was some bitch shit. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of upset with that. She didn't have nothing to do with this shit. Shit. She
What he's
probably
saying
hated
on
him.
Jones' wife.
He said him and Dominic Cruz was talking about like when him and John Jones was going back and forth, and he was like, John Jones pulled me out my character. I remember even saying something about his wife. And Dominic Cruz is another good guy. He's like, did you apologize, Daniel? He was like, no, I didn't. He's like, you should apologize. She didn't have anything to do with this. That was between you and John. He was like, but and he's like, sorry, John Jones's wife. And I was like, bro, no, we're not jacking that. I'm sorry. I can't accept that as an apology, DC. You gotta really apologize to that lady. But yeah, that was on like one of their morning shows. Like I want to say the last pay-per-view. You can go back and watch it. DC and Dominic Cruz were talking about it, but DC and John Jones will never be cool. It'll never happen. It'll never happen. You know?
It won't be like Anderson Silva and Shale where they're going to have a barbecue together.
Never.
But not in Brazil.
Daniel can't get over it. I think John Jones could. It's on Daniel. But So let's get to the money, baby. This is the part of, if you've been sticking around, this is the part you love. We are a little late on schedule. We've been running and tangenting a lot, but I'm gonna let MMA Pickers get through this so we can get him on up out of here. This is MMA Pickers Bets of the Week. I'm gonna swing in here and I'm gonna drop me and Mac off stage and let my man do his thing. Also, I should probably pull this up for you too, right? So you can actually see what's going on.
Boom. All right, I'll run it. I'm just going to run it through the fights, fight by fight. I'll call my winners, and then I'll give you guys my picks. Okay. First fight, Jordan Santos is going to be fighting Ozzy Diaz. I like the odds on this fight right now. The Jordan Santos minus 198. I really like him to win. I think he will have the advantage everywhere except for the reach department and the height department. To me, he's a better technical striker. He's got real good grappling, strong jiu-jitsu, strong submission game. I don't know how he gets it done. I think he can get it done any of the three options. So I'm just going to take the money line at minus 198. Good. That's just good enough for a money line bet for me. Might use him sparingly in some parlay pieces. The fight starting round 2 is also a good prop. I think that's around a minus 300 right now. So that's a good parlay piece as well. Chris Gutierrez versus John Castaneda. I think there's going to be a total pick'em. Chris Gutierrez has shown flashes of brilliance in the past, and then he's also shown that sometimes he turns into Tyron Woodley in a boxing match, which just means he freezes up and does nothing when he should be doing literally anything. Castaneda, he's got good grappling. He's got pretty good volume output. He kind of throws a little wild. He's got pretty decent takedown game too. He's got a real nice double leg, good wrestling background. I've always found him to be a little bit small for the division, but that being said, I guess I'm going to lean Castaneda because of the grappling advantage. I think if he does get him down to the ground, it's going to be really hard for Gutierrez to get back up, and he'll be able to log a lot of control time. He's a little bit more conservative from those positions, so I think this fight is most likely to go to decision. But if Castaneda can execute his game plan, he should have a big advantage. And even on the feet, I don't see Gutierrez having that much of an advantage because of how durable Castaneda is. Next fight. This is a fun one. Marion Santos versus Francis Marshall. So if I'm just picking a straight winner, I got to pick Marion Santos. I think Francis Marshall has good wrestling, but outside of that, Santos has the advantage everywhere. He's a great grappler in his own right. He's got great jiu-jitsu. I think he's faster, more athletic, got a little bit more pop in his punches, a little bit more speed in his hands, and he's a little bit more versatile with his striking, while Marshall tends to lean on his boxing. Santos is very well-rounded. He mixes in the leg kicks. He mixes in the kickboxing. He's got pretty good boxing in his own right. And Santos also has a lot more experience. He's got about double the amount of fights and only half the amount of losses, funnily enough. I'm pretty confident moving forward with Santos. I just don't love the minus 290. Like I mentioned, Marshall does have the wrestling. That is something that could be a game changer if he implements it properly. He doesn't have no paths of victory to win this fight. There is an obvious path of victory he can take and try to conservatively rack up control time from the top. But that being said, Santos should have a lot more tools in his bag to get this done. Next fight, we have Morono versus Carlos Leal Miranda, and I'm not touching the money line on this. Leal is a massive favorite right now, like a minus 700 last I checked, or minus 675 now I'm seeing on DraftKings. Wow, does that say minus 850 on ESPN? My lord. It seems like the general prediction is that Leal's going to get a KO. And I understand why. Moreno's pretty washed up. He's, not got a great chin. KO is probably the best bet here. Leal's the obvious pick for a winner. I think I might personally avoid this fight because Leal could very easily win by points too. He's not very durable anymore, but he is very elusive. He also has pretty good grappling of his own right, so if it ends up being grappling on the ground, he will at least be able to protect himself. Might pass up on this one betting wise, but I'm going to say that I'm comfortable predicting Leal as a winner pretty confidently. This one's a fun one. We have Bruno Ferreira, Mini Hulk, versus Armin Petrosyan, who just had that back and forth with Shara where he lost by the spinning double back fist. I mean, yes, obviously the highlight event of that fight was the spinning double back fist, but I really thought Armin Petrosyan looked very good before that, going tit for tat with someone who's widely considered one of the most creative strikers in the UFC right now. Pereira, on the other hand, coming off of a rough loss to, God, who's that guy Strickland fought right before he fought for the title? The Dagestani guy. Either way, Abus. He just lost to Abus. Abus kind of out-grappled him, used his range and his length to keep him at bay. Ferreira wants to get inside. He wants to get close. He wants to throw bombs. He wants to knock you out cold. He knocked out RoboCop in the first round, just to give you an idea of what kind of power this guy has in his hands. So it's going to be the technical kickboxing of Armin Petrosyan versus the KO power of Ferreira. We just watched Abus Magomedov try to use his range to keep Ferreira back, and he was forced to default to the wrestling. Petrosyan's not going to have that same option because he doesn't have the tools in his bag to do that. I like Ferreira moving forward and throwing those bombs. I like how durable he is. I think if he catches Petrosyan, we've seen Petrosyan's chin not hold up in the past. It's going to be a lot harder of a shot from Ferreira than even Shara Magomedov. So I really, really like the plus 230 on Ferreira by knockout. I think that's an excellent, excellent value, and there's a very high chance that actually happens. You want to scroll to the next one? Oh, this is a fun one. Josh Van, who I'm always very high on, one of my favorite flyweights, becoming slowly one of my favorite flyweights of all time. I mean, I have won a mint on this guy, versus Tsuraya, who I believe is making the debut this fight. I'd have to double check that. Tsuraya is a submission artist, pretty decent wrestling, pretty decent takedown game, very, very dangerous on the ground. Leaves a lot to be desired on the feet, though. Not a strong striker. Relatively accurate, but very, very low output. Throws a lot of single shots, doesn't throw a lot of combinations, and against a volume, holy cow, Josh Van averages 8.88 strikes per minute. I don't think I've ever seen an average that high before. I've looked at a lot of these charts. But then on the flip side, Tsuraya averages 5.5 takedowns per fight. So it's pretty obvious what's happening here. Josh Van, excellent volume boxer, pretty decent power too, especially for a flyweight. Decent enough on the ground. Gets some of his own takedowns too. Has decent enough takedown defense. Haven't really seen him on the ground a lot. He's won, I think, 7 out of his last 8 fights. He's on a hot streak right now. This is a very compelling matchup, and Tsuraya is undefeated, so all right, so here's the deal, guys. I'm a little scared, but I have been so successful betting on Joshua Van during his career that I'm just going to continue to trust the hot hand. Other than that Charles Johnson fight, he's been absolutely cashing for us every card. I'm going to say take Joshua Van for the money line at minus 175. I think that's a good money line bet. All right, Blades and Kunaev. I secretly suspect that Blades is getting a little washed up, and I am very tempted to take the plus 320 odds on Kunaev. I think a lot of people are doing that right now. Last I checked, Blades was a minus 400. Then I checked again just a minute ago, and he was already down to like a minus 320. If I can get Kunaev like pretty close to plus 300, I'll take him. I think he's going to neutralize a lot of the wrestling of Blades, and if he can stop those takedowns, I don't see Blades as a fantastic striker. He's got a pretty powerful right hand, but he just throws single shots. He doesn't move his head. He doesn't throw combinations. I like the way Kunaev's striking looked during his Dana White Contender Series fight. I like that even though he's kind of a, let's call him a thicker heavyweight to be more politically correct, he can really snap out that head kick real quick. And I think he's got a lot of interesting tools in his bag. And I also think he hasn't quite taken all the damage that Blade's taken. I mean, this dude got knocked out by everybody. This dude got knocked out by Ngannou. This dude got knocked out by Tom Aspinall. This dude got knocked out by Derek Lewis. I mean, holy cow! How is his head still attached to his shoulders? And he really, like, his only impressive win recently. Oh, he got knocked out by Pavlovich too. His only impressive win recently was Almeida, and I think that was just because Almeida made a rookie mistake. I think Almeida absolutely 10-8'd him in the first round, and I'm not touching Curtis Blades. If anything, I'm taking the underdog money line on Kunaev. I think we should be getting to the co-main now, right? Nope. Okay. I'm sorry, King Apollo. I apologize.
Bro, really?
I'm sorry.
You was gonna skip King Green, huh? That's crazy.
No. I'm apologizing for what I'm about to say.
I know
I'm
what you're gonna say.
apologizing. Let's be clear.
And I know what's gonna happen, so I'm just gonna bow out gracefully.
I'm apologizing for what I'm about to say. All right. This burned me against Lawn Top, but I should have known better because I won a bunch of money on Reese by decision when he fought Lawn Top. Lawn Top is a brick wall who can't throw hands for shit, but holy crap, that guy is durable. Can't say the same for King Green. I love King Green. I'm sorry to do this. Roofie KO. Easy money, boys. Minus 450 for the parlay piece. And what's the money line? What's the KO bet? Is that minus 120 or plus?
That's a minus 120, bro.
Minus
it's
120.
a plus 1,000 for Green. And I'm gonna say this, bro. I agree with you. He will probably go out on the sword like he always does and bang it out. And Roofie is a fucking monster. Anybody in the fight nerds, I'm absolutely terrified of watching fight anybody I like. So
yep, and as good as his head movement is, he's not going to be able to rely on head movement this fight because Roofie will punish him to the body and the legs. If he does, I think he's going to get caught sometime in the first probably 10 minutes, honestly.
I'm out.
And he's out. All right, keep scrolling, King. We'll move past this one. I don't want to make this any more painful than it has to be. So this is another interesting one to me, Lemos versus Lucindo. I've been watching Lucindo carefully. I made some good money betting on her last fight, but her last fight scared the crap out of me. She was a big favorite, and she did show a lot of positive forward momentum, but she had a really big problem when she got put on her back. She didn't have very good wrestling get-ups. She didn't have very good sweeps. She did have decent grappling off her back, but the ability to get to a better position was lacking. And that's something that heavily concerns me in this fight. That and the power. I do think she's good enough on the feet that for the most part she'll be able to use her technique to avoid the power shots from Lemos. But if it comes to the clinch or it comes to the ground exchanges, I would worry for Lucindo. Last I checked, Lucindo was a pretty heavy favorite. Let me just pull up let's see what she's at right now. Lucindo is at a minus 142. Oh, wow. So the lines have really evened out since the last time I checked. I think the over 2.5 is live here, although I'm a little worried about it. I think Lemos by decision might be a good prop. It's at plus 240. And then decision being the method of victory is at minus 225. That's not a bad bet either. You could get even money on Lucindo by decision. And that is a very high likelihood of happening. I just like the plus 240 better on Lemos, all things considering. And if she's watched the tape from Lucindo's last fight, I do suspect she will try to wrestle with her. All right. Now we're getting to the meat and potatoes. We just talked about this one a bunch, so I think I already made my stance on this one pretty clear. Jalen Turner versus Ignacio Bahamondes. This is a pick 'em. Anything could happen. Ignacio, extremely talented striker, very versatile, very strong kicking game as well. Puts out a ton of volume. 7 significant strikes per minute is a very, very high rate with a 50% strike accuracy too. Pretty much non-existent ground game as far as we've seen so far, but excellent takedown defense. Although that's not going to really be a problem with Jalen Turner. He's not really a big ground guy. He does have the ability to get takedowns, and he does have some submissions on his record too. But he's primarily a striker, and that's probably what he's going to be looking to do. He is a southpaw, which could present some problems to Bahamondes. And he does have a much more impressive body of work than Bahamondes. He's, again, I would consider him like a lower level gatekeeper within the top 15 of lightweight, which is the best division in the UFC. And Bahamondes is a hot up-and-comer who's, on a tear right now. All in all, If I have to make a pick, gun to my head, I'm taking the underdog money on Jalen Turner. He's got a better body of work. I think he's got more tools in his bag when you count in the grappling. I think he's got more experience in these types of fights. And even in his recent losses, he's looked extremely, extremely impressive. Also, I really think he beat Dan Hooker. I think that was a BS decision. How do you pick the guy with a broken arm to win the fight? It's wild. But all right, let's take a look at Gaethje Fiziev. All right, Gaethje Fiziev. This is another one that's basically completely a pick-em. Last we checked, Gaethje was a plus 130 dog. Take the dog money. Yes, Gaethje might be a little chinnier than he used to be, but by no means is he chinny. Him getting knocked out at UFC 300 should not concern you as far as his chin going away. We haven't really seen him get chinned like that otherwise. And he got chinned with a broken nose at the end of a 5-round fight. That's a completely different monster. That's not the same as getting knocked out because you got hit with a ton of power. When you have a broken nose and you're bleeding out of your nose and you can't breathe out of your nose, you have to fight with your mouth open. And when you're fighting with your mouth open, all it takes is a nice little touch and you're asleep on the canvas. And that's why we literally, at the 0.2 seconds, he was awake. At the 0.1 second, he was asleep. That's how long it took for him to go unconscious. That being said, plus 130, Gaethje, I'm rocking with it. Plus, if we get lucky, Fiziev gets an injury like he always does, and that's an easy cash. All right, let's take a look at the main event. All right, you guys have already heard me rant about this one twice. My bet for this one is going to be the knockout at minus 150. I do believe that Ankalaev has, as crazy as this is going to sound, he does have a puncher's chance on the feet. We've seen Alex get knocked out on the feet. His chin is questionable. Not that I think that's going to happen. I think that would be pretty nuts if that happened. But he is on a 13-fight win streak. He has finished most of his 5-round fights, minus Jan Blachowicz. And he's going to have probably one of the biggest ground game advantages he's ever had in his career when he fights Alex Pereira. The gap between him and Alex on the ground is going to be massive. Closing the distance to get the fight to the ground is going to be very difficult. Obviously, Alex is one of the best range attackers, not just in the UFC, but in pretty much combat sports striking history. And we've seen him, put out people trying to shoot on him. But at the same time, we have seen people successfully use the wall to take him down. We have seen people double leg him and take him down. So if Ankalaev can get the fight there with a reasonable amount of time left in the round, he should be able to get to a pretty dominant position pretty quickly. And then I would fear for Alex Pereira getting knocked out. On the flip side, if he can't close the distance and the fight plays out on the feet, I would imagine Alex will chin him at some point as well. So at minus 150, I really like the knockout prop. The only way I see that going wrong is if Ankalaev conservatively just stacks up control time and wins a decision. But I don't think that's super likely over the course of a 5-round fight with a guy as dangerous as Alex Pereira, especially when every round starts on the feet. So let's go with the minus 150. I'm not taking any overs or unders. I'm not making any other predictions. I won't even take a money line on either guy. I will say this because I know everyone feels strongly one way or the other. If you're going to take a money line on one guy, use that minus 150 KO to cover. That's a great way to cover your bet. So basically what that means is you bet what you bet on your fighter to win, and then you bet on the KO enough that if the KO happens but your fighter doesn't win, you at least cover your bet. Because then your chances of losing are very, very small. Especially if you're picking Magomed Ankalaev to win, because then that way if Pereira wins, it's almost certainly going to be a KO. All right, let me go over a couple of parlays here. I have just 2 or 3 that I put through together real quick. I got a 3-legger here that's going to be a plus 174. And I just threw a quick $60 on this for a $152 payout. It's going to be Rufi on the money line at minus 455. Bruno Ferreira versus Armen Petrosyan to start round 2, which is scary because Ferreira can knock him out. But I think Petrosyan can be elusive enough in round 1 to avoid that. And Joshua Van on the money line to beat Riyad Suraya. So fingers crossed, boys. And parlay number 2, we have both Santoses, DeJordan Santos, Marion Santos. We have Rufi again on the money line. And Pereira and Ankalaev to end in a KO. That is a plus 325. We threw $18 on there to pay out 76. So 2 little parlays. I'll probably craft some more and throw them on Twitter. most of the rest of my bets are going to be either one-leggers or two-leggers. Those are primarily what my bets are, 1 and 2 legs. But, parlays make things a little fun, so I always throw a little bit on the parlays. But anyways, I hope we do good tonight. It's been a mixed bag over the last few weeks. We've definitely recovered from the beginning of the year, though. We had a few good fight nights. UFC Seattle was pretty juicy till we got to the end of the main card, and let's crush this 313. I can't hear you, brother.
I'm back. All right, shout out my boy Pickers, man, with them picks every week for y'all. UFC 313 is going to be amazing. Alex Pereira is fighting again another time in this. I don't even know how many times in the calendar year right now it is. I think it's like 6. This dude is insane.
Well, it was his first time this year, right?
Yeah, but like in the last 12 months, I mean, in general.
I see.
Yeah. He's got, dude. Hold on, let's see.
Almost how long ago was UFC 300?
We can see right now. It was last June.
Probably 5 times since then.
No, it wasn't last June. June was 3. Was it May? It was right before I went to Dubai, so April or May. Into April, maybe. All right, yeah. So his last fights was October 5th, 2024, June 29th, 2024, April 13th, 2024, November 11th, 2023, and July 29th, 2023. So, yeah.
So
over the last,
that's
5 times.
Years,
yeah, 5 times last. I mean, I didn't even keep going down on the 2023s. He's still got one more. He's got Israel Adesanya on that end. He's got Jan Blachowicz, Yuri. He's got Izzy, Jan, Yuri, all in 2023. 2024, Jamal, Yuri, Khalil.
I remember
and he's
that
already, yeah.
He was a -130 in that first Yuri fight.
Insane. And now look at him now.
I put fucking $300 on that.
You were nice and happy after that one, buddy.
That's stupid. Well, yeah, I just lost it on Tatiana Suarez, so it's okay.
Sorry, we won't talk about that. That's the bet we don't speak of. The bet's name that we don't speak of. But listen, man, this was a great show as always. I know I wasn't as energetic as I usually am. I'm still fucking fighting this sickness. Hopefully, but next week we'll be straight. Be on the lookout. You might see something pop up on your screen Monday. Who knows? All right. I'm not gonna say too much, but hey, love you guys. Appreciate you. Always and forever. Appreciate everybody. Shout out our sponsors, Brave and Karate Combat, always hooking us up. Shout out my co-host, MMA Pickers, Mac Tyson left. I told him he could spin out. As we were doing the bets. He's got some stuff to do. So I appreciate everybody. See y'all next week. Will be episode 24. Damn, we getting them in, man. We getting them in, baby. Kobe, we out. That's how you end it right there. Kobe, see you.
Kobe.
We gone, baby.